Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower? When you're showered in money. When you go outside, all of a sudden, greenbacks start falling from the sky. And you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money. Free. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone, just gone like that, in an instant, fucking gone.
Well, that was the best way to start stream, I think. Welcome, guys. If you're an American viewer, happy 4th of July. Let's just get off that. And we're at DSP stream, waiting for it to go live. Still a bit of time to go. Let's read some of the comments in the chat. Crazy Kevin Castro, welcome back from Spain, buddy. Hope you had a good time. It was a grand time. It was a grand old time indeed, although the sun was quite cruel to me. We were not prepared as we should have been for the sun. Like, we had like factor 30, and it wasn't enough for us, for our poor wee pale pasty Scottish skins. So, yeah, it's gonna be. So yeah, we went upgraded to factor 50, but really we should have went to like sunbeds probably before going on the holiday. But maybe a smarter move. Yeah, other than that though, it was a good wee holiday, good wee break. It was good to be back though. It was no place like home and all that jazz. Dashy getting a bit political in the chat there. 4 years Boris will declare that UK will take its colony back. Few red alert to intro. Yeah, just the Queen will set sail. Just give us back our country. A bunch of farmers will probably beat us up again. I love how, like, obviously, the UK in general will wish America a happy Independence Day, even though it was about them getting liberated from, you know, British rule. And they'll congratulate and, you know, they basically accept that Americans will celebrate that independence from the British. At the same time, they'll remind the Scottish that nah, you guys aren't allowed your own independence. There's quite a few people in Scotland that would quite like the idea of being independent from the rest of the UK. But that's a bit of a controversial topic because it is quite split to be fair. Like half the country wants it, half the country don't. But yeah, is IRA good or bad? That's me award order. That's a very controversial topic which I don't know enough about. I don't think it's as simple as just being good or bad. It's not as straightforward just saying good or bad. Some of the things they've done were horrible, but at the same time, some of the things the British done that they were against, the British soldiers, they've been also guilty of some horrible things that they tried their best to cover up. It's a very controversial topic, and it's not as simple as just saying good or bad. You know? So, I'm not educated enough to even venture for an opinion on whether it's good or bad, but obviously people have their beliefs and motives, and obviously people will find causes worth dying for in life, you know what I mean? It's a weird one, man. It's just, I don't know, I'm not educated enough to fucking say too much about it. It's a very controversial one, but obviously I grew up in a time where the threat of the IRA attacking like a shopping centre wasn't as strong as it was in like it was kind of rife in the 70s and 80s, especially the 80s. It was quite rife, but these days it's certainly not really much, concern about that because the rest of the world's fucking mental. I guess I don't know. Hello, what's in your bag? How you doing? Hello, Tryan. An IPA is good. We talk about beer dashy, an IPA is quite good, yeah. But aye, Top of Harley, the fake army watch suddenly changed its channel name. I seen that, yeah. The sneaky wee bastard. In fact, we might actually catch him. We'll just go right to here. So they called him, they branded themselves to the Daily Burnell, sneaky wee bastard. But look at the fake ass wee, he hasn't got a new video or anything. And he completely changed this as well. This was saying the exact same thing as Hate Army Watch's description before on Odyssey. He copied and pasted it and changed it from last night to today to like, mimic it. But now it's fucking. But this is the thing, I tried to reach out to this clown. I reached out, I'm not playing a video, but I made a comment on his video. Why are you, this is yesterday, why are you pretending to be Hate Army Watch? I'd like some answers. He didn't get back to me, so I made my video. And all of a sudden, he's fucking got something to say, and he fucking left a comment in my video. And then he deleted the comment, and he's rebranded his name, and he's changed his name. I will deal with all that later on, essentially. Once we're done with the live stream, I'll add a wee note onto my video saying that the fake Hate Army Watch has rebranded to the Daily Burnell. And we'll see if they do their own original content. Because it was a weird thing, they were trying their best to like mimic. The thing is, though, there is something called a Daily Burnell, I think, already, as a Discord group. So it's like they cannot be original. It's just bonkers to me. Anyway, I should get off this fucking page. I think I've got a couple of notifications, but I don't have the thing enabled yet. I should just click that.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much for the super chat, Crazy Kevin Castro. That's £16.69 going by the currency conversion. Thank you very much, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for that. I had that disabled because it's my full screen template, so I have that hidden sometimes when I'm recording full screen for this. So I just kind of disable it sometimes and enable it. It's the best sub. It really is the best sub notification. Although I might change the video. I'll say that the audio's bang on, but I've been talking to a fellow detractor, Kid Flynn. He's talked to me before about trying to do something for my channel, design something. And I've asked him, like, if you could think of doing like a wee thing to go with that music. Because obviously that image, that's not an original wee image. I found that on like Kiwi Farms, that kind of image that someone else made. This is like a SpongeBob meme of like the wee guy, wiping his ass with money, whatever. But if I was that to Kid Flynn, maybe he could make a wee thing with Phil just showering money or something daft like, or just something, like that kind of vibe. So we'll see what happens with that, if we can do anything, if we can have a time to do something as well. And yeah, we'll see what comes of it. I'm definitely keeping the music. The music's everyone loves the music, and so do I. Thank you to Young Skull King for subscribing as well. That happened like almost half an hour ago before the stream, but they didn't get. The stream wasn't live at the time, so no notification. But guys, we have business to attend to. DSP's face on Scrooge McDuck jumping into a pit of money. See, that'd be kind of cool. But it's like, it'd be nice to have something like original. You get what I'm saying? So something that no one else is, just something brand new, essentially. Rather than just like popping a face onto something like I do for some of my dumb thumbnails, But I don't know, we'll see what comes of it. For now, it'll still be what it is. But we'll see what comes of it. But guys, we come down to business. Today is 4th of July. It's Independence Day. If you're American, then fucking congratulations. You've got your independence from the UK, like fucking several hundred years ago. I can't even fucking mind when. But yeah, you celebrate with fireworks and barbecues and all that jazz. You're Canadian. Well, congratulations. You're not. I mean, I've heard so many lovely things about Canadians, to be fair. Plus, obviously, they have the unlucky. Is it 200? Jesus, actually, it's almost 250 years ago then. But imagine the fucking craziness that'll happen in 4 years' time when I'm celebrating the 250th anniversary. It'll be a massive deal. When do you think DSP will start? I don't know. Probably like 7, maybe. Like, we're live right now on his channel, and obviously there's nobody on his channel right now. It's still it's like 5 minutes, 4 minutes before his stream should be online. But he's not even online yet himself saying anything. Yeah, why do you think I said 4 years before Boris invaded? I thought it was very optimistic, Dashi. You think Boris Johnson's going to be in charge in 4 years' time? That was my initial reaction to that. But that's just, yeah. I'll say right now it is yeah, so it's 6:41 PM in the UK. He will start probably between 5 and 10 minutes after the hour. So his time like 11:05, 11:10. My time 7:05 PM, 7:10 PM. Or it's like the English version. I can't even know if fuck man, it's incredible the fucking hair. How do people have such bad hairdos? Are so powerfully political. I don't fucking get it. Let's not get distracted by the real world nonsense that is so miserable like politics. Let's talk about Bingo. I am renaming it the Level 1 Podcast Bingo, because the fucking wanker renamed his own fucking show to Level 1 Podcast. So, we have brought back the free space as in Snort. We're missing Snort. Can we vote for Jeremy Clarkson per PM? No. The thing about Jeremy Clarkson is that he is an arsehole. I know sometimes he says good things, but at the end of the day, Jeremy Clarkson is an absolute arsehole. So, no. And I say that as somebody that liked Top Gear. The old Top Gear before I ruined it. Right, okay guys, let's talk about Bingo. Do we need to change anything? Do we need to upgrade anything, update anything? Let me show the Bingo card. The actual notepad file. Here we go. So Scotland. We have our own political leader, Nicola Sturgeon. She's the First Minister of Scotland. But the fact of the matter is, even though she can decide some laws and things for Scotland, Boris Johnson is still the main leader of the United Kingdom as a whole. It's not as if Scotland can do its own thing. There's some things that Scotland can self-govern about, but they're not in total charge of their own destiny, which is what they'd like. Nicola Sturgeon is the leader of the Scottish National Party, the SNP, and their whole mandate, the manifesto, is in the name. National Party, they want to be, as their own, they want Scotland to be an independent country. And so does a lot of people in Scotland. Half the nation really wants it, but half the nation's kind of not wanting it because they would rather be part of the United Kingdom. And to be honest, there's pros and cons for being a part of the United Kingdom. Obviously it's going yourself is a bit of a scary thing, but the fact of the matter is, I think it's incredibly hilarious that England spent the best part of like a year or two convincing Scotland to stay in the United Kingdom as it was the only way to guarantee staying in the EU. One of the strongest arguments England had for Scotland to stay as part of the United Kingdom was to tell them that it was the only way to guarantee them to stay in the European Union. And like a year or two after Scotland decided narrowly to not go independent, the United Kingdom decided to leave the EU. And Scotland voted overwhelmingly to stay. It was like a thing where the votes of Wales and England swayed it overall for Brexit to happen and for the UK to leave the EU. But there's like 65, I think it was 65% or something of the Scottish people wanted to stay in the EU. And yeah, it just is, even though the majority of Scotland wanted to stay in the EU, the UK overall just about said, you know what, no, we're leaving the EU. And it's been an absolute shit show ever since. So it's just hilarious that they're trying to say, oh, we're better together, not shit, we're stronger together. And then the next thing they're doing is leaving a fucking union themselves because they think they'll be better off when it's just not been the case. That is completely a separate matter though. I do sometimes like to try and keep in touch with the politics. I mean, it's boring as shit and it's annoying as shit because obviously if you're keeping the tabs on what's happening with politics, there's not a whole lot you can do about it usually. It just means you're better informed of how shit life's going to be. But let's not get bogged down in fucking bullshit. Let's talk about Bingo. I want to focus on Bingo, guys. This is the current Bingo card that we have got. Is there anything people want to omit? Is there anything people want to include? Especially for today, we could add something special for today. It's a special stream after all. It's a special day in America. that we're not going to add independence, for example. Phil's guaranteed to say Independence Day. So I'm not just going to add independence. So, I had to take a wee swig of my Iron Brew. I'm drinking Scotland's national soft drink. It's been a while since I've drank Iron Brew as well, but ever since leaving Scotland for a week, since I've come back, I've wanted Scottish things just to kind of remind me of the Scottishness of it all, you know. So I've had Tunnock's tea cakes and I've had fucking, you know, Iron Brew and everything else. But guys, this is the bingo card. Him being clown mode. Clown mode. I mean, you kind of got that in several, you know, instances. Deep fried Mars bar next. If I want an early heart attack, then maybe Dashy, maybe. But clown mode we've kind of got already, because we've got him being like well, here's the thing we've got here. We've got things like clown mode. Dumb close up can be part of clown mode. Him doing like a face jiggle can be part of clown mode. Arm flail can be part of clown mode, not shit, you know what I mean? It's clown mode isn't really, it's hard to really describe what clown mode is. How about something barbecue related? Reality is already part of this, I think. Let me reality. Yeah, reality is already part of it. Miles Misha. So that's already there. And DSP going to eat some flavourful, delicious, unique, robust chili dogs. That's a guarantee though. I mean, barbecue could be a shout. You know what? I'm going to put it barbecue. I'm encoding it barbecue. It might not actually show up in the card. Kind of not paying attention. Don't worry about not paying attention. This is a huge list. It's staring you in the face, but there's so much on it, it's very easy to miss things. Sometimes I miss it. Why do you think I had to search reality? I couldn't be arsed trying to search it all myself, so I just done Control F to find it. B for begging, I for idiot, N for not my fault, G for gout, O for oh the camera's on. I'm playing as Cardiff Met Uni. Oh, I need to change this to live chat, don't I? I've changed my wee thing so I can see everyone's chat. I keep forgetting it's a thing where sometimes if you have on top chat, you don't see all the messages sometimes. Right, guys, so we are doing this. We are encoding everything here. Popping. We are going over to the bingo page. Here we go. Clicked on the wrong thing. Whoops. And we are searching 1,000 different bingo cards. Now we're not looking at any of them right now. Right. Playing as Wolves, trying to make a Portuguese dominance. I can't believe it. It's actually kind of crazy how many Wolves players were in that squad at one point. But Wolves are, I like Wolves. I've always liked Wolves, even when in the Premiership the first time round. They had like Kenny Miller playing for them up front, and he scored against Manchester United. This was like several years ago, and Kenny Miller had a brief spell playing English football, and then he kind of remembered he wasn't that good, so he went back to Scotland. Kenny Miller was okay, but he wasn't good enough to fucking play in the English Premiership. He got found out. Met Unity Wolves, I'm in 25, 26 in the Europa Conference League group stages for the third season running. That's fucking quality. Quality stuff. Right guys, bingo. I heard DSP is doing another Ask a King. Yeah, he is apparently. Don't know if I believe it or not. Is he online yet? He's awake. Good morning everyone. There we go. Right guys, we need to pick the card. Who wants to pick? Ask the pig. I think Crazy Kevy Castro, are you still there? Because you're kind soul was kind enough to contribute a super chat, I think you should pick the DSP word or action that we use as a bingo card today. So Crazy Kevy Castro, if you're still in the chat, if you're still around, if you're awake, please pick the DSP word or phrase or action I'm getting distracted by the chat because I'm just reading this Football Manager stories. Hey, Shadow Jeff, how you doing? I think Crazy Kevy Castro might be a bit busy, so if he's not around, someone else pick a DSP word or action or phrase. If we tip you, we can pick a bingo card. Well, I was trying to pick randomly, but nope. We are going to mute that. Fuck that shit. Sorry to hear that, guys, but DSP has made a stream live. Yeah, Mel's my shit. I was just trying, but you know, I don't understand that he just like blowing nose snorts a free space. We're not using that. Beg. I'm pretty sure it's not even on a bingo card. What was that music? That was a pre-stream music. Oh, is it live already? Find Katie's Rex before she dies. What's happening? Look at his numbers. He lost some members again. Gotta find a way into the maintenance room. What is he doing? We gotta find a way into. Right, so he's not actually live properly. He seems to be trying to be busy setting up stuff. Okay, guys, we need to pick a bingo card. I'm getting distracted by Phil's annoying nonsense. Missing slides. It could be missing slides. It could very well be. Right. Let me think. You know, the very next DSP word, phrase, or action I see in chat is what we'll use. So it's just first come, first serve. Time. Dashi hit me up there with time. Dashi wins, so we're going to use time. There we go. Now, it's not over yet. What the fuck are you talking about? Guys, I need a number between 1 and 249. The first number I see between 1 and 249, that is the bingo card we are going to be using for this bingo game today. 69 went in. That's a good number. Good number, 69. We're using 69. That was the first number I saw. So card number 69, which is result 70, because the first result is part of the list, is this one. This is going to be our bingo card for today. So him getting political at any point, him mentioning anything about politics. Alright. Bottom line is, him drinking, him digging in his ear, Reddit. That's going to be a tough one. He doesn't talk about Reddit much these days. A leaning ban, him being toxic, him saying interactive, him saying detractor or trolls. A years ago story, it is what it is. Snort, addition, and hands through the hair like he just don't care. Chair creak, him saying random hateful slurs. Meaningful, here's the deal, a random self-brag. A Y/T-pose, him saying craven, that's a new one actually. Him saying Twitter, him saying derail, and then we've got time at the very end. I think that is quite a strong bingo card, apart from Reddit, really. That's the one bad one, really. I don't think it'll say Reddit. We're going to get quite a few bingos, I feel, today. But he's going to need to get like tricked into saying Reddit, I think. I don't know, it's a tough one. But let me very quickly say this bingo card for us to use. So give me a second, guys, and I will. 4th of July, there we go. So save the bingo card. There we go. And I need to open up Microsoft Paint, nothing but the best software. Fuck Photoshop, I have Photoshop, but I can't work that shit out. Photoshop confuses me. I feel like a fucking old man boomer or something. But there we go, we have our bingo card sorted. Let's get a colour scheme sorted as well, so that's a nice kind of green. Right, okay. Okay, where are we going here? And we should usually have it on the bingo page as well. There's a bingo card there to the left. To the right, we should have oh, that's the wrong thing. We don't need that anymore. We're on the Free Stream Podcast. DSP just said in his chat, I'll be with you all shortly. I'm busy issuing disputes against a ton of content ID matches for classic games I've been playing lately. YouTube is so awful, it misidentifies everything. So Phil is dealing with a bunch of that stuff himself. Apparently, according to what he said in the Daily Rap last night, there's some sort of company from Spain which claimed all the music from Final Fantasy for him. So he was quite annoyed at that. So
Time.
Go, 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 go. Thanks for the money, stupid fuck. I love it. Go, 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 go. By eBay. Hell! It's been tough. I always think that it's my fault. Drinking gin. Yep, I'm toxic. I love Hulk Hogan's dick. My ass is so fucking stretched. Oh, no, you didn't, you motherfucking piece of shit cocksucker. Mark my fucking words. I'm coming for you.
For now?
Go, 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 go. Thanks for the money, stupid fuck. I love it. Go, 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 go. By eBay. Hell! Hateful slurs. Lame brain pieces of dumb fucking hateful slurs.
Why am I talking?
I love it.
Hey, Mr. Brunel, you there?
I am present.
Right, I understand. He's claiming that he's got $5,000 a month in expenses and only $5,000 a month in income, and net's about $35.
It's Kevin's fault. Why do I say I'm not a children's entertainer? Because I'm not a Muppet. I'm not here to play a character. I'm not here to pretend that I'm something that I'm not. I don't dye my hair. I don't act stupidly constantly to get attention from children. I don't do stupid pranks. You know what I mean? I don't cause drama. I'm here just to play games and have fun. I'm a legitimate gamer. Big ups to your dad. I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please the peel it comes in there. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Act and talk a certain way with certain mannerisms, certain over-the-top reactions, screaming at the top of their lungs, jumping, flailing, doing weird things, constantly on camera. I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please the peel it comes in there. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please the peel it comes in there. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth.
When we hit the 250 vestry for that celebration, I'm going to debut a new vest. There we go. Celebratory bubble blow. Very nice. There's bubbles everywhere. There's bubbles all over my PlayStation 4 controller. There's bubbles on my microphone stand. There's bubbles everywhere tonight. It's out of control.
Like exploding in the stream chat. People who, oh, they pretend like they support me, they pretend like they're positive, and they're not. They're shitheads. They sit here and they sneak this and they say underhanded things. They try to literally bring up either detractor memes or literal drama shit every day. They do it on purpose so that they can try to derail the shit that I'm doing on my streams, you know? And it just gets to the point where it's so frustrating. I just want to have fun, man. I really just want to fucking have fun. That's it. That's all I want to do is have fun with you guys. Fun. Way more fun. I just want to have fun. Way more fun. I just want to have no taxes, bills to pay. Nice chill stream today. You're having a fun and interactive time with me and you're finding entertainment, positivity, and value in it. Then the support should just come naturally, okay? I just want to have fun. Way more fun. I just want to have fun. Way more fun. Here's the bottom line, and I'm tired of it now. No more excuses, all right? Because the bottom line is people are like, Phil's not engaged in his commentary, and Phil's commentary is boring, and that's why people don't want to watch the playthroughs of the streams. Bullshit. I'm loving this game. I'm voice acting. I'm engaged. I'm commentating on everything that's going on actively. Bullshit. I call massive bullshit on any idiot who says that about either the Watch Dogs 2, which I've been playing recently and really liking, or Pokemon. It's bullshit. I call complete and utter bullshit on anyone who's saying that I'm not engaged and I sound like I'm bored. I'm not. So I've had enough excuses. It just seems to me like people are fucking lazy and don't want to come out to the streams. I don't even know what else to say, you know?
Right now, for the next week, I'm literally strapped for cash. The only money I'll have is tips coming in on the streams. And that, by the way, I have to raise money to pay 2 big bills next week. All my utilities are due next week. So now in the next few days, I have to raise money to pay my utilities. And then, you know, see what I mean? Like, this is how it is for me. Yet these shitheads out there want to fucking fuck with me behind the scenes, ruin all kinds of financial shit for me. Then on top of that, make stuff up to try to make me sound like a terrible person on the internet. To make money, I have to pay Ben bills. You know, I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay my taxes, pay my back taxes. I have to pay my mortgage, pay my internet bill. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills, bitch. Pay Ben taxes. I have to pay Ben bills, bitch. Day to day, tips to tips, to pay bills and things. Eventually things will get better, but I'm kind of stuck right now with how things are. That's why I'm trying to make money. I have to pay Ben bills. You know, I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben taxes. Bills. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to, if you.
Right, just thought I'd interrupt a wee bit to read to you what's going on in Phil's chat. In fact, we're going to need Phil's chat. Now I think about it. Let me get the link for it. So, we've got lean and ban an option. So really we need to have this chat showing. So let me get a link for it and show it. There we go, in the corner. But let me read you what Phil had said before in the chat, which you won't be able to see because it's gone past it. He said, by the way, this was the last members dip we'll have in a month. I just checked. The 2 gift bombs were in early June. So right now he's at 494 members, but he thinks that's going to be the last time it'll have a massive dip. And he thinks from now on it'll just go up and up and up again. Which it might do if someone's feeling generous enough, I guess, but there you go, it is what it is. We're going to try our best to stay as live as possible. I don't want to pause again. At the last stream yesterday was like 3.5 hours, over 3.5 hours long, because I kept pausing just to yell angrily at him, and I don't want to do that. It's just, I don't want to derail myself by being annoyed with Phil. So I'm going to try and keep this going as raw and as live as possible. We'll see how it goes.
want to sit here and you want to pretend like you're holier than thou. I'm better than those content creators, man, because I have a job where I work 9 to 5 and I bust my ass at my job and I earn a paycheck, man. And then I come home. See, I'm not on the internet begging for money all day, man. See, I'm better than them, man. No, you're not any better. Everyone's the same. No one's better than anybody else. Get your ass out there and fucking work, bitch.
Oh, you're right. You will take the ban. You're absolutely right. You will take the ban. You'll take the ban hard right in your fucking ass. Get the fuck out. You're supposed to be someone I trust, and you're gonna be a dickhead and go behind my back and hurt me and insult me. Get the fuck out. You'll take the ban real hard right up the finger.
I'm just going to ban.
Why am I toxic?
Ban. Gone.
Bitch, fuck you and your mother. Fuck the trolls. Bitch, fuck you and your mother.
I'm just going to
Why
ban.
am I toxic?
Ban. Gone.
Bitch, fuck you and your mother.
I'm just going to
Fuck you and your mother.
That's right. This is the United States of Phil. I am the supreme being. I make the rules. What I say goes. This is my land.
A nice lean-in manual. Now, just because I can, I'll issue a lean-in manual ban.
Ban.
Why am I toxic?
Ban. Gone.
Bitch, fuck you and your mother. Fuck the trolls. Bitch. Now, just because I can, I'll issue a lean-in manual ban.
Ban.
Why am I toxic?
Ban. Gone.
Bitch, fuck you and your mother.
I'm just going to
Fuck you and your mother. Alright guys, how about this? How about everyone relax and let me play the fucking game and stop derailing my stream? Maybe I don't give a fuck that someone maybe in here who you're accusing of being someone else who was previously banned. Maybe I just want to play the game and I don't fucking care about you guys derailing. Like there's people watching the stream right now, they're trying to watch me play the game. Here's everyone in the chat.
Oh, we're live.
Everybody, how is everyone today? Hello. Happy 4th of July, 2022, or as we like to call it here in the United States of America, Independence Day. I hope that you all so far are having a great, fun, and safe day. And I wholeheartedly welcome you to today's episode of the Level 1 podcast, where we have fun down here on Level 1. How's it going, everybody? I hope you're in a good mood. Hopefully most of you are not drunk yet, although quite frankly, this is what a lot of people do on this holiday in the United States. They tend to drink beer all day long. I hope that you're not getting too sloshed because we've got some fun in store for you. Then again, if you are completely sloshed, maybe a good way to come down from that would be to lean back in a nice comfy chair or a couch, sit back with a drink in your hand, and watch my content. There you go. You can't really get hurt sitting around watching DSP Gaming. That is true. Anyway, I'm excited for today. I'm a full day of streams here on schedule for you guys. Good variety of stuff, although admittedly today I'm not doing anything too super serious. And this is intentional. This is by design. I knew that today being a national holiday, many people in the United States today are off from school or work. And that means that they will be celebrating and partying with their family and friends. That being said, we're probably not going to get as many people today as we normally would for, any kind of a mainstream, which is fine. I'm fully expecting that, okay? And that being said as well, I didn't want to do anything too important. Imagine me continuing on with a playthrough that I just started yesterday, or, a meaningful story that you guys want to see continue on stream, and you have to miss the stream because it's a holiday, and I, some weird reason, decided to schedule something important today. That'd be kind of silly, okay? So what are we doing today? Well, I decided that not only would it make a lot of sense to do something today that's not a narrative-based stream so people who miss out don't feel like they missed out, but in addition, I was thinking, gee, if there are more people who are off from school or work or both today, there may be some of those people who are just kind of at home sitting around, or again, maybe they're having a drink or whatever. And since that's the case, maybe we would see an increase in players today in the Capcom Fighting Collection. Maybe. That's a strong maybe. There's some times that I've tried doing things like this in the past, playing a fighting game or any kind of a competitive game online during a holiday. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Depending on the game, sometimes you end up finding more players, but the connections are worse for some odd reason. Because there's more people playing usually, so the servers are strained a little bit more. I guess we'll see how it goes today. But the whole intention here is that this first stream will be old school throwback fighting game fun, 3 hours of the Capcom Fighting Collection, balancing things such as Darkstalkers, i.e. Vampire Savior, along with Hyper Street Fighter 2, of course, the old school version of Street Fighter that I love the most, and then, of course, some Gem Fighter Minimix, also known as Pocket Fighter. So, 3 fighting games that will be kind of alternating between today, depending on who's online and wants to play what. And I am hoping that we can have a good time with consistent matches. Even if it's not as consistent, if we're all chilling and having a good time and talking, I think we'll still have enough to hold down the stream, you know, have some good interactions, all right? So anyway, that's what I'm doing for the main stream today. I said I don't want to go crazy and do anything too important. I think it'll be some chill fun. Maybe I'll pick Guile, right? Maybe I'll pick Guile and be patriotic today. And then, on the late stream tonight, at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, we're going to finish up Sonic Origins. There's not a heck of a lot left in this game. We're in Sonic and Knuckles in the home stretch, maybe an hour left. And then after that, if you guys wanted to see me restart the game with Knuckles, or if you just want to chill and do some Q&A, I'm open for either. Whatever you guys feel like doing on the late stream tonight. So, I'll just say all of this up front. Today, 100%, I'm expecting it to be slower on the streams when it comes to attendance, engagement, and support. I really do. I feel like today, because it's a national holiday, we're not going to have the hook that we would usually have for a normal streaming day. You're going to see people who normally be here, they can't make it, or we'll have people come in for a second, say hi, and you know, jump out again. And that's all perfectly fine. That's to be expected on a holiday like today, okay? I'm all right with that. You know, it is what it is. If we get any kind of good attendance, engagement, or support today, I would be shocked. My jaw would probably drop if that happened, okay? But it's all good, okay? On today's Level 1 podcast, I have a few interesting topics to talk about. First thing I'd like to do is obviously talk about my history with the Independence Day holiday. What kind of stuff did I used to do when I was a kid? How did I celebrate with my parents? What kind of fireworks did I used to see and stuff like that? We'll talk a little bit about that. It's not going to be a giant segment because, honestly, unlike other holidays like Christmas and stuff like that, I don't have too many, like, crazy stories or anything in regards to this. It's more kind of like just reminiscing a bit about what I would do during the summertime and stuff like that. So we'll talk a little bit about that, okay? Then we have a few other topics to discuss today. One topic that we're going to discuss is some issues I'm having on YouTube since I started playing all of these retro games in the last few weeks. Some preposterous issues I'm having on YouTube. Now, luckily for me, as you guys know, I am a full-time streamer and content creator on YouTube, but I diversify what I'm doing. I'm not just sitting here playing one game. I'm not just sitting here doing one style of content. And luckily for me, I'm not reliant on one source of support or income. I do have varied income. Right now, to be honest with all of you, if this was a situation where I was reliant solely on YouTube ad revenue, I would be screwed right now because the way YouTube works is such a joke with Content ID. And I'd like to just discuss this very briefly. I don't want to go into crazy detail about it this morning, but just to give you guys some examples of behind-the-scenes stuff that happens as a YouTuber, the system is such a joke. And the fact that YouTube still to this day does not improve the system, they just let it roll as a way to protect themselves legally rather than actually caring about it working and or it actually enforcing proper copyright law is absolutely ridiculous. I still can't believe that the system they have in place for Content ID has been in place for so long and that no one has sued them into oblivion. Because their enforcement of Content ID is an absolute joke, and they every single day must be doing tens of thousands of false copyright claims, which is completely illegal. I just don't understand it. But I'm going to talk a little bit about that. All right. And then outside of that, you know, just usual updates and everything. All right, in regards to certain things. And we'll go from there and we'll see how much time we have left. One thing I would definitely like to do is talk with you guys who live in the United States about how you celebrate the 4th of July. What are you doing today? Or what have you done in the past? What kind of food do you eat? What kind of festivities do you hold? Who do you hang out with today? I'm curious to hear about all of that, okay? All right. So first of all, last night, we're asleep. And fucking idiots are around here start setting off fireworks at 3 in the fucking morning. We're dead asleep. We are. We're just, you know, in bed. Jasper's, you know, there too. And all of us at 3 in the morning, what the fuck? Is there, you know, explosions? No, it's assholes outside setting off fireworks. Like, what a fucking bunch of jerks. Listen, okay, it's the 4th of July. We get it. You want to set off fireworks. That's fine. Enjoy. Be safe. Don't do it at 3 in the fucking morning. It's against the law. First of all, here where we live, real fireworks, and I should emphasize here, real fireworks are illegal. Anything that's of a certain caliber of explosion has been outlawed here. Too many idiots constantly blowing each other's arms off and shit because they're just so stupid that they've completely outlawed them where I live. Not to say that there's not some things you could do. You use sparklers and there's various other things you can do. Just not real fireworks anymore. They've been outlawed in a lot of places because these people are so dumb. Okay? Now, even then, I don't care if you set off fireworks. Go for it. It's the 4th of July. I fully expect today we'll hear pops and explosions outside. Last night, it was Sunday night, July 3rd, and there was a lot of official fireworks celebrations and demonstrations around here. We could actually hear them from our home going off, and we're like, oh, it's nice, you know? But it's fucking 3 a.m. There are ordinances everywhere. You can't make noise late at night, man. You just can't. It's fucking disruptive. People need to sleep. And here they are in the middle of the night trying to get rest, and these assholes start setting off fireworks. Now what happens? I'll tell you what happens. Now everyone in the house is alerted, including Jasper. Jasper now won't go to sleep because now he's alerted. He didn't know what that was. It's not his fault. He's just a cat. He doesn't fucking know what a firework is. So now he's all nervous that there was an explosion outside, and he thinks there's going to be more. And then there's more because they kept doing it for like a half an hour. So it's like, now how are we supposed to get sleep when these assholes keep setting all this stuff outside, you know? The thing is that these idiots, what it is they're so immature and dumb, they don't understand what Independence Day means, right? The whole point of celebrating our nation's independence is that we got the ability to do what we want without some tyrannical power telling us exactly what we need to do and all of that, right? But it's supposed to be within reason. It's supposed to be within moderation and within, you know, a confined, logical standpoint. Not, oh, complete freedom to do absolutely anything. Right now, I can't take 2 chainsaws and start running down the street, spitting in place, chopping people up in the middle of the street. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking stupidity. These idiots just, oh, it's Independence Day, so I'll do whatever I want. It's not how it works. It's supposed to be rational thought. It's supposed to be responsibility. As I know I use this quote a lot. I'm going to say it again. With great power comes great responsibility. When you have freedom, because you won a revolutionary war, you know, hundreds of years ago, you're then supposed to be responsible with that independence and freedom that you've earned to be an example to everyone else. You're not supposed to say, oh, I have freedom to do whatever I want. 3 in the morning, blow things up for a half an hour and wake up hundreds of people all around me. You know, this is just one specific example, but I think this can be applied to a lot of things. It's bullshit. And you fucking wake up, grow up. Use some personal responsibility in your fucking life for once instead of just thinking you're just free to do whatever you want and fucking affect everyone around you in a negative way. Anyway, it was annoying and we lost a lot of sleep. I'll be honest, we lost a lot of sleep because even when Kat and I started to fall back asleep, then Jasper was up and didn't want to go to sleep because he was nervous. He didn't know what the hell all the noise was. So you can see I am a little tired today. Well, good thing I'm not doing anything too super major important today. I lost a lot of sleep last night because of assholes, okay? But anyway, I fully expect that there will be, you know, fireworks out there today. I'm okay with that. I don't care. It's 4th of July, man. Now's the time to let loose, have a day off, relax, and do fun stuff. And that's another thing that I'd like to say is, if you live in the United States and you're celebrating Independence Day, regardless of what your life situation is or anything, do something fun today. The whole point of Independence Day is that we're supposed to be celebrating our independence to make decisions for ourselves and not be told what to do by a tyrannical power, right? So if you spend the entire day doing shit you don't want to do because someone told you to, you kind of miss the point of the holiday. And I know that sometimes life doesn't allow us to just do what we want, but in this case, take 5 fucking minutes today to do something that you wanted to do. That's kind of the point of the day. Okay, now at least you'll be in the spirit of the holiday. All right. So, Independence Day. It's a fun holiday. Before we get to that, let me go through the schedule for the week. All right, let's quickly go through the schedule for this week. And then we'll talk about my history with the Independence Day holiday, and then we'll move on from that and talk about other topics. Okay, so today, Capcom Fighting Collection online multiplayer for the entirety of the major stream here. Hoping for the best. Hopefully we'll find competition. Hopefully it'll be entertaining to you guys. Worst case scenario, we'll chill. We'll just have a chill day where we talk and interact, but I'm hoping to get some matches in. Okay, later tonight, as I've already said, the conclusion of Sonic Origins, unless if you guys decide that you want to see me keep playing that game and do a second run in Sonic 3 and Sonic & Knuckles with Knuckles, I mean, I'd be okay doing that, but only if you guys want it. Realize that a lot of that's going to be the same content. It's the same stages, just redesigned to have Knuckles be a character where you can punch through walls and climb up walls and things like that. And I don't necessarily want to do it again if you guys are going to find it boring. So let's see what happens tonight, and we'll make that decision, all right? Tomorrow, it's going to be pretty exciting because we're doing the same thing we did yesterday, and yesterday was a pretty darn good streaming day, if I don't say so myself here. We started up with Final Fantasy VII, the original game, as played on PS4 and then run on PS5. It was a really good 3 hours. The stream was great. People were feeling very nostalgic. I absolutely loved the music. We were having fun with the gameplay and the story. Everything was good. We had a good stream yesterday. I'm looking forward to more of that tomorrow. In fact, I'm really looking forward to once we finish up with the game in regards to being in, Midgar itself, and we leave and start exploring the open world. That's really when the game gets good, in my opinion. And once that happens, it's going to be outside of the realm of what we saw in Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think it's going to get really exciting then. So, looking forward to that, and thank you for a great stream yesterday, anyone that was there, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow night, we're going to be continuing on with a late-night stream of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. And oh boy, after playing it last night, now I know exactly what it is. It's definitely, 100%, it's the Simon's Quest of the Zelda franchise. It's the black sheep game that changed the game up so much for some odd reason that it doesn't feel like Zelda, and it's really annoying. It's basically a side-scrolling platformer action game with RPG elements and insane crypticness for no reason. A game that literally doesn't tell you where anything is. You just gotta fuck around endlessly till you fucking find out what you're supposed to do. But if you do the wrong thing, you end up wasting so much time, you lose everything that you've earned. It's really, really fucking annoying in that regard. If you don't have a guide to tell you where to go and what specifically to do, you will never figure this game out. So I would like to say thank you to those who were there last night to help me out. Even then, going to a dungeon, oh, you didn't have the heal spell when you got there yet, and the heal spell is insanely cryptically hidden in the game, so now you're fucked. You got to do the whole dungeon over. It's like, oh my god, man, it is what it is. But now that I kind of get it, I understand what's going on. I think we're gonna do a little better. Of course, it's gonna be frustrating because the game just is frustrating. It's designed to be frustrating. Anyway, I'll be playing more about that tomorrow night on the late stream. Okay, I'm off from streaming on Wednesday. On Thursday, when I come back, it is the return of Ask the King, which is my Q&A show. Haven't done this now in about 2 months. If you have not yet, I would ask to please post up your questions for this Ask the King episode on my forums on dspgaming.com. So you just go there right now and check it out if you want, or if you want the direct link, type !Ask the King into the stream chat. It'll pop up in the chat. You can click there. It'll take you right to the thread where you can post up your questions. Now, I strongly recommend you do it this way. There are other ways to submit your questions for the show. For example, the day of, when I'm preparing for the show, all right, I typically will take on Twitter questions. I'll make a Twitter post that allows public replies, and then people will post in response to that Twitter post, and I'll get some questions via that format, okay? Also, usually, if there's time, around the end of the show, I take public questions on the show to kind of end the show. But it all depends on time constraints. If I have enough questions to fill the show, then I don't do that, okay? So it really depends on a lot of factors, but typically the show runs for around 3 hours. The stream on Thursday will start later than usual. Typically my stream starts 10:45 a.m. Pacific time, but in this case, since I'm going to take a couple of hours to work on the show, and get all that stuff together for you guys, the show will not start till around maybe 12:30 Pacific time, 12:30 p.m. So maybe a couple hours later, but the show will be smooth moving and just a lot of questions answered, okay? So I'm excited for that. And then Thursday night, the conclusion of Castlevania Anniversary Collection, we're going to finish up Super Castlevania 4. In my opinion, the best of all of them. Great graphics, challenging gameplay, amazing music. And I think we are in Dracula's castle now. I think we beat the whole first stage. So now I think we have 3 more stages to go. And then the Dracula boss fight. So should beat it pretty sufficiently on Thursday night. And that should be a good time. And then we give that collection a send-off because, man, I've had enough of that. After 4 Castlevania games, I'm not playing the Game Boy ones. Hell no. Then on Friday, more Final Fantasy VII, and that's going to be paired with a late-night stream of Capcom Fighting Collection for Friday Night Fights. Now, in regards to Final Fantasy VII, yesterday a lot of people had a question, wondering, hey, Phil, are you going to keep Final Fantasy VII in as a main game in your rotation? Because it's an RPG.
God damn it. I hate having to do this, but I need to go back. I think you said in addition.
And then Thursday night, the conclusion of Castlevania. There's time. Around the end of the show, I take public questions on the show to kind of end the show. But it all depends on time constraints. If I have enough questions to fill the show, then I don't do that. Okay? So it really depends on a lot of factors. But typically the show runs for around 3 hours. The stream on Thursday will start later than usual. Typically my stream starts 10:45 a.m. Pacific time. But in this case, since I'm going to take a couple of hours to work on the show and get all that stuff together for you guys, the show will not start till around maybe 12:30 Pacific time, 12:30 p.m. So maybe a couple hours later. But the show will be smooth moving and just a lot of questions answered, okay? So I'm excited for that. And then Thursday night, the conclusion of Castlevania Anniversary Collection, we're going to finish up Super Castlevania 4. In my opinion, the best of all of them. Great graphics, challenging gameplay, amazing music. I'm going to fast forward a bit, guys. And I think we are in Dracula's castle now. I think we beat the whole first stage. Now I think we have 3 more stages to go. And then the Dracula boss fight. So should beat it pretty sufficiently on Thursday night. And that should be a good time. And then we give that collection a send-off because, man, I've had enough of that. After 4 Castlevania games, I'm not playing the Game Boy ones. Hell no. Then on Friday, more Final Fantasy VII, and that's going to be paired with a late-night stream of Capcom Fighting Collection for Friday Night Fights. Now, in regards to Final Fantasy VII, yesterday a lot of people had a question, wondering, hey, Phil, are you going to keep Final Fantasy VII in as a main game in your rotation? Because it's an RPG, it's lengthy, and typically you haven't really been doing that. The answer is yes for now, as long as attendance, engagement, and support stays at a good level for Final Fantasy VII. I see no reason to not do it as a daytime stream. The game is lengthy. Keeping it as a daytime stream will allow me to make good progress in the game every time I play it and not basically get stagnated or stuck in a point where I play for a late night stream and I feel like I didn't get anywhere, okay? And I'm totally okay with that. But again, it's going to depend on if people are going to show up, engage, and support. If they do those 3 things, then great. I will absolutely wholeheartedly keep Final Fantasy VII as a daytime stream. I had a blast playing this game yesterday with all of you. But if all of a sudden attendance dwindles and people aren't showing up anymore and no one's really interacting or doing nothing in regards to the game and it dies, then it's going to be moved to a night stream and we'll do something different for a daytime stream, And I hate to say it, this does seem to be a pattern with any game of length. If it's a game that you can beat within like a week, usually there's interest that stays. But if it's a game that takes, months to beat because it's such a lengthy game, I find that a lot of times the interest does kind of die out. I don't want to have it die out. I want it to keep going and being exciting and popular. So please support Final Fantasy VII this week to keep it in that rotation. Okay, so Friday, that'll be the main stream. And then again, Capcom Fighting Collection Friday night. Then on Saturday, this is a big special event. Ladies and gentlemen, this coming Saturday is a marathon, a celebration, because you guys supported this channel enough that in the month of June, we hit the membership goals. And by the way, we're going to talk about the new membership goal. And yes, the members have moved again, but don't worry, it's not bad news. We'll talk about that in a moment. Anyway, because we hit the goals in June, special marathon event. 3 things are going to happen during this event. I'm going to react to content. There's going to be a live feasting with the king, and there's going to be a 30-man over-the-top rope battle royale fantasy-style sim match in WWE 2K22. And let's talk about these in opposite order. With the fantasy match, I did one of these over a month ago during the very same marathon stream where I reacted to my own down the rabbit hole video. Okay, it was very entertaining. It took about an hour to do. I hadn't done a sim match like this in many years, and you guys seem to really enjoy that event. You thought that it was very exciting to see that because you're like, oh, this is something special. Look, he's got Street Fighter characters fighting with cartoon characters, fighting with superheroes, fighting with content creators from the internet, right? Like me and Wings of Redemption and LTG. It was funny seeing that fantasy style stuff, right? It was pretty entertaining. So people want to do another one. They wanted another one right away, and I was like, no, you wait, you hold off, you do this every once in a while, it becomes something special. So we're gonna do that on Saturday. In addition, okay, Feasting with the King. So that means when I come back from my day off on Wednesday, so starting Thursday and Friday, you guys are going to vote on the cuisine that I'm going to be ordering for Feasting with the King. Right now, 2 of the options that are locked in would be Szechuan Chinese and American barbecue. But outside of that, I'm trying to determine what else I should do. I saw 2 other places that are kind of interesting. There's a gourmet burger place where you can get like really high-end restaurant style burgers. It's not, oh, you know, you're going to a fast food place. This is like, you know, interesting ingredients, unique stuff. So that could be an option. And then in addition to that, I found a place that's really unique that they do these like, basically like chicken dogs. You know, your hot dogs is an American food, but think instead of hot dogs, instead of meat like that, it's kind of like chicken tenders or a gourmet piece of chicken with all kinds of toppings and ingredients. And I was thinking maybe I could order a few things from there because that's kind of unique. I've never heard of anything like that before. Okay. But those are just my ideas. Someone had recommended Malaysian or Indonesian food. Sadly, I looked it up. There's nothing nearby. There are no restaurants of that type near me. The closest one is like an hour away. I mean, what am I going to do? Wait an hour for food and it's going to be ice cold? It's a waste of time. So that's some of the ideas I have. All right. When I do get back from my break on Thursday, I will set up the polls on that pre-stream. Okay. And on that pre-stream, you guys will begin to vote and go from there. Okay. So it should be exciting to see what we have for Feasting with the King. But the main meat of this marathon that I'm doing on Saturday is going to be me reacting to content on the internet. I know what I'll be reacting to. There is a YouTube channel which I've obtained permission to react to. And in regards to this channel, they do all kinds of interesting things, including coverage of real life supernatural stories, countdowns, real life murder mysteries, and real crime stories. Okay? Interesting stuff. I have never reacted to anything like this before. And I think it would be a good variety of content for us to be reacting to over the course of Saturday. Okay? I will reveal the YouTube channel that I will be reacting to tomorrow on the Level 1 podcast. I'm not going to jump the gun today because we have enough to talk about in regards to the July 4th holiday and everything. So I don't want to have too much to discuss today. Okay? So I will reveal this tomorrow. And then I'm sure what's going to happen is some people are going to, you know, want to look at the channel ahead of time and maybe pick out some videos that you'd like to specifically, you know, see me watch and react to. Okay? So there you go. Okay. So that's coming up on Saturday. I hope you're excited for that. That's only the first half of the streaming week. Then we got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday next week. And those days are going to be all gameplay. And that's going to be a balance between Final Fantasy VII, Capcom Fighting Collection, more Zelda 2. And what we're likely going to do is start up a new playthrough. Now the question is, what should I start? I have so many options at this point. I could do Motorstorm Apocalypse on the PS3. I could do, excuse me, Fable Anniversary Edition, which is the game that got second place in the voting for your viewer's choice. And I know you guys want to see me do it. I've already gotten it. I'm downloaded and ready on my Xbox Series X. We could start that up if you wanted. We could do something else outside the box completely different. I'm not sure what you would want, but we'll talk about it, obviously, as we get about halfway through the week. And so the second half of this coming streaming week, we will start up something new to balance with everything else that I'm already doing and go from there. Maybe Super Mario 2. I don't know. I don't know what you guys want. There's so many options at this point. It's pretty ridiculous. Okay? So, an exciting variety week coming up. And I hope that you guys will enjoy everything. And I hope that the schedule sounds good to you. Okay? Now, let's talk about the July 4th holiday. Then we'll talk a little bit about this content ID match debacle on YouTube. And then we will open up to Q&A. Fair enough? Okay. Cool. So, today is Independence Day in the United States. Today we celebrate our independence as a country. We think back to the Revolutionary War when the people who lived here at that point, the 13 colonies, basically fought against the tyranny of Great Britain and won this fight and declared themselves independent. And then it became its own country, the United States of America. And since then, this country has expanded and changed in many, many different ways. I'm not here to give you a history lesson. I'm here to tell you about what we do here in the United States on this day. Typically, everyone has this day off of school or work because it is known as a national holiday. Although it's funny, because just like a lot of things, there's places that aren't closed today. Retail stores and a lot of restaurants are opened today, which is ridiculous. It's supposed to be a national holiday. Everyone celebrates with their family and friends. Unless you work retail or in a restaurant, then you're screwed. I never really understood that. And it's weird because it seems like there's two schools of thought in the United States and there's no in between. In the United States, it's either you work for like a government job or a bank or a high-end office job corporation. And if that's the case, you got today off. And if that's the case, you get a ton of days off. Like those people have so many days, you know, these are paid holidays too. It's not like, oh, you took the day off, but you don't get paid. You get paid for a day off to stay home and celebrate with your family. And I've been there. I worked for a major company that did that. All right. On the flip side of that, again, if you work in a retail store if you work at a restaurant, if you work at any of these places that's considered the service industry, you have to work today. And some of them get lucky and get paid time and a half for working on a holiday. Some don't. Some just get paid as if it's a normal day. By the way, it's not like, oh, well, it's a holiday, I chose not to go to work today. You just get fired then. You have to go if you're scheduled to work. And I never understood that dichotomy. If today is a national holiday, okay, you can't have it one way and not the other. Either it is or it isn't. If it is, then everyone should fucking be off and everything should be closed. Today should be treated like Christmas Day. No one's going out to do anything because everything's closed. Stay home and celebrate with your family. Or act like it's okay, it's a day of celebration, but not an official one, and no one gets it off. Everyone has to work. Banks, government jobs, and restaurants, and retail. Not one way or the other. I just don't understand this weird in-between where depending on what industry you work, you get treated differently. Do you think that those who work in the service industry want to have to work on fucking 4th of July? You know what I'm saying? Like, they probably want the day off. It's not their fault that this is the industry they end up working in. You know, a lot of people end up working jobs they don't love. They're just doing it to make a paycheck, man. And then they got to get treated like that, you know? So it all depends, because in the United States, sadly, I just hate to say it, there's no consistency. Maybe in other countries, because I am aware, I have a very diverse viewer base all over the world. And I'm sure many of you do not live in the United States watching this right now. And you're wondering, you're like, well, in my country, it's different. In my country, when we have a national holiday, it's treated like this or that. Here, it's just like fucking willy-nilly all over the place. It's stupid as shit. It really is. It's just dumb. We're lucky that Kat got today off, because she very well could have been scheduled to work today. Just so happened she wasn't. So she had the day off, so she gets to stay home today and relax. And we're going to have a nice meal later. I'll talk about this. We're going to have turkey dogs. Normally we'd have hot dogs, but as you know, I try to not eat red meat anymore, or as little as possible. So we have turkey dogs with various toppings. I think one dog I'll probably have like spicy mustard and some relish. And the other one I'll probably go like more American traditional, like ketchup and yellow mustard, and maybe something on top. I think we have bacon bits. I might do that. I don't know. But we're having this with multiple sides. We're going to have some baked beans, which is also kind of an American thing. And then we're going to have like a macaroni salad on the side. I think we bought a mix that's like bacon and ranch or something like that. So we're basically going to have an all-American cookout style meal without cooking out, because we don't have a grill. If we had a grill, I absolutely would grill these out. We don't have one, so we're just going to cook them indoors. So there you go. It's kind of like a simulated 4th of July meal, because it's not authentic because I can't grill out. But it is what it is. We're trying, okay? At least this year, we remembered the 4th of July. There's some years we get so busy, you know, with work in our lives that we don't even realize it's the 4th of July. Next thing you know, like, holy shit, forgot all about that. This year we actually scheduled it so we would have, you know, this kind of a meal on the 4th of July, okay? So, in the United States, typically what do people do on the 4th of July? Well, since a lot of people have it off from school or work, a lot of people plan on having either family gatherings or friends getting together and doing outdoor activities. Like, this is the main common thing on the 4th of July. No matter what you're doing, you should be doing it outdoors. Whether it's playing sports, whether it's going out to the lake and swimming, maybe doing some, you know, outdoor activities, riding in a boat, doing cookouts, family events and cookouts, kids playing outside while you're standing there having a few beers, cooking out, having food. Typically, what kind of food is eaten on the 4th of July? Well, it's usually anything you can grill. So hot dogs and hamburgers, of course, would be number one, but then other things such as chicken, ribs, steak, you know, anything you can think of that would be good on a grill is fair game for today. Some typical sides that are made: coleslaw. Everyone likes coleslaw in the United States. Everyone. If you don't like it, you're not American. I'm just kidding. Obviously, people have different tastes, but coleslaw, a huge thing that people usually eat with cookout food. Macaroni salad, potato salad, typical sides that are made to be eaten with that kind of food. Grilling out. Oh, corn. Corn is huge. Corn on the cob today. Oh my God, people will be eating corn on the cob like crazy. They love to. Sometimes people grill it or they just boil it. You know, eat it. You know, stick it, two things on the sides and eat it like that. Make a big fucking mess. People absolutely love that shit. And then, of course, there's some other things that are not so traditional, but people still eat them. Various different kinds of vegetables and things that are prepared on the sides. But that's what I'm thinking of, like, typical stuff. Now, also, one thing that people tend to do, set off fireworks. Now, why? I think It's because it's a reference to the Revolutionary War. When the war was going on, there were many explosions and things in the skies. People were fighting. And then now we do it not to fight, but to celebrate and remember that crazy war hundreds of years ago that gave us our independence. So we tend to set off these explosions that look kind of fancy and nice and are entertaining. However, I hate to say it, not everyone is intelligent enough to really handle this. So as I've already mentioned on this Level 1 podcast, a lot of states have outlawed fireworks. Like, you can go to a fireworks show to see a professional group of people set off fireworks in the sky, but you can't really buy fireworks and set them off yourself anymore because there's been so many idiots who've been so irresponsible with these things, not only hurting themselves by doing it improperly and not abiding by safety precautions, but also people just setting them off in unsafe areas that then result in fires. Yeah, it actually at one point was becoming a rampant thing to the point where they decided that they were just going to outlaw fireworks in a lot of states outright. So for example, right now, I can go to the store and buy fireworks, but they are not real fireworks. Okay? What they are considered legal fireworks. So what kind of things are in legal fireworks? Sparklers. You ever seen a sparkler? So it is a stick with this kind of thing attached to the end that looks like a metallic substance. Sometimes it's very dark gray.
Is he seriously
and you light it with a lighter or a match,
Is he
and it starts to
seriously?
ignite, and it crosses smoke, and these little
Oh my
hot
God.
sparks shoot off of it in all directions.
Shut up.
If you're not careful, you get burnt by it, and you get one in your
Shut
eye. Now you're hurt.
up.
It'll damage your eye.
Shut
so you gotta
the
be careful
fuck
about
up, you
this,
idiot.
Okay. I used to use these all the time as a kid. I thought they were quite neat. Although sometimes I wouldn't pay attention, and I get a nice hole in my clothes when a spark landed on my shirt. So you gotta be careful with these things. Okay. Poppers. No, not what you're thinking, you disgusting people. They used to call them poppers. I don't know what they call them now. They probably changed the name. But they're these little things that are pieces of paper twisted to almost look like a tiny little hard candy, almost. Okay? But it's not a hard candy at all. Inside, there's a little bit of explosive powder. So when you throw this with enough force on the ground or against the wall, it causes a tiny explosion, a pop sound. And a little bit of smoke will come out of it. And so it's kind of fun to throw them around and hear them pop, pop, pop. And, it's kind of fun, like simulated explosion. But they're not loud or anything. And they're quite safe. Usually they don't cause too much problems or damage as long as you're handling them properly. Okay? Smoke things are common, meaning there's no explosion, but you light it on fire and colored smoke will come out of it. Okay? Like, so you can light a thing that'll make a big red, white, and blue smoke kind of come out of it, and that's kind of nice. All right? Those are the kind of things... Hold on.
Shut up, bitch!
Those are the kind of things that are now typically popular when it comes to store-bought fireworks that you can buy. Is anything that I actually just described actually a real firework? No. Because the real fireworks have been outlawed because people are so stupid. People kept blowing their hands off, throwing them at other people and blowing off their faces and appendages, tossing them at houses and causing property damage, burning down entire fucking forests because they're morons. So most states have completely outlawed them. And now if you want to see a fireworks show, you have to go to an official one. So when I was growing up, my parents usually would get sparklers and those pop things, and we would go to a fireworks show at least once a year. And what you would usually do is go to somewhere where you get a good view. Usually a beach is a really good place. You get a nice spot on the beach, and you lean back with some nice iced tea or lemonade, and you do it at night. It's not during the daytime. Obviously, at night is when you can see fireworks in the sky. You hope for clear weather. And then you see a nice 30-minute or long firework display. Sometimes they'll play music to it. Sometimes they won't. And you just kind of watch them set off these giant explosions in the sky, very colorful. I've seen all kinds of different ones controlled to look like different various things, say things. It's pretty neat. I did actually really enjoy, seeing fireworks shows when I was a kid. I did. I thought it was quite entertaining. Although, admittedly, I haven't seen one in a million years. The thing is, here where I live now in Washington, there's a bunch of different ones around, but I never actually went to one. Sometimes from my house, you can see some of it in the sky without actually even having to move, which is nice.
Shut the fuck up!
But I've never actually went to see fireworks since I've lived in Washington State. So, outside of that, there's usually a lot of outdoor activities. Like I said, maybe some sports, you know, drinking, you know, outdoor stuff. So as a kid, typically, my parents and I would do some kind of outdoor grilling. My parents did not have a propane grill when I was a child. They had a charcoal grill, always. So we would grill all kinds of things. Hot dogs and burgers were always great to have a little bit of char on the grill and get that nice, those grill marks on your meat. Oh, it's delicious. My mom would prefer either like an alternative, like a turkey or chicken dog or chicken. So she would usually have like a grilled chicken on the grill. But oh my God, the best thing, because people were asking me this over the past couple of days, they said, what's your favorite grilled food? I like a lot of grilled foods, but out of all the things that my family ever had on the grill, oh my God, my dad used to do these ribs. Now, I don't know, and by the way, when I say ribs, I don't mean a giant rack of ribs. I mean the ribs that are thick meat, chewy, delicious, mouth-watering meat that is cut up. I think it was, is it pork ribs? I think it's pork ribs, but I don't know what it was, but I guess he would marinate them somehow. And then when he brought them in, my parents would cut them up, and it was like, it would be like pink. Like on the outside, it would look nice and grilled, but it would have a pink color to it. And you cut into it, and it was fatty, but it was juicy. It was full of this char flavor. Like, I don't even know how I would simulate that, because I don't know what my dad did to it. But dude, it was fucking amazing when he would make this on July 4th, these ribs. We didn't usually eat that. That was something that was special for the holiday. We would buy ribs to eat on July 4th. And that was my absolute favorite grilled food. Now, my mom would make her homemade macaroni salad, which I loved. But for you guys might think it's weird, all right? When you think macaroni salad, you probably think, oh, you know, like elbow pasta with some kind of a tangy vinegar-style mayo sauce, with maybe some pepper, salt and pepper are thrown in there for seasoning purposes, maybe a little bit of egg. My mom did things a lot differently. So she did use elbow macaroni, okay? She used a lot of hard-boiled eggs. She used tuna in it, cans of tuna, okay? Chunks of celery, and I believe sometimes some onion as well. But get this, she would not use mayonnaise, right? She would use Miracle Whip. Who knows what Miracle Whip is? Maybe not many of you. I don't know how many people even still eat this thing actively. So for some reason, when I was a kid, we always had Miracle Whip in the house, as well as mayo. We had mayonnaise, but Miracle Whip was like an alternative that we would eat on a lot of different things. Miracle Whip is an alternative condiment to
shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty.
What they could call a tangy zip. It definitely has a tanginess to it that's very unique and different than mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is quite bland when you really think about it. It's creamy, but it's bland. Miracle Whip has this very tangy twist to it. And if you look at Miracle Whip versus mayonnaise, it's healthier for you. It's not that much healthier for you, but it's definitely, if you're going to eat the two, Miracle Whip is overall better for you. That's how they used to push it, was, oh, it's a healthier alternative to mayo, but it has a little bit of a different taste to it. And so, yeah, she would make her macaroni salad with Miracle Whip. I'll be honest, I loved it. I thought her macaroni salad was outstanding, and outside of the ribs, I thought that the macaroni salad was the best thing we would eat when we cooked out. I don't know why. I just loved it. I would eat and eat and eat this shit. So whenever my mom made it, I would tell her, make extra so we can have leftovers and we can have it, you know, with other meals and things moving forward. And she would make a big batch of it. So we'd have it on the 4th of July, and then we'd end up having it like over the next week with another 1 to 2 meals as like a side, because I loved it so much. What else? Corn on the cob is so good. I love corn on the cob, man. Corn on the cob is so fresh and delicious. And we used to have that for sure. I remember that. Hot dogs and hamburgers, absolutely. Although I think in our household, we always preferred the hot dogs to the hamburgers. And I don't know why, because I like burgers. I just think it was when you put the burger on the grill, it's a little bit messier. And it's harder to cook a burger on the grill, a charcoal grill, and not burn it. Because if you're on a propane grill, you can control the level of flame and all that. You can't really do that on a charcoal grill too effectively. So you toss it on, it cooks. If it's fucking overcooked, it's overcooked. If it's charred because the fucking charcoal flame hit it, it's charred. You just deal with it, right? So I don't think we ate the burgers that often, as opposed to hot dogs, is a lot more controllable, being in a casing and everything. I remember us having those a lot more often. And I remember, I think at one point we used to get Hummel's hot dogs, and honestly, they're not that tasty. So I think then later on we started getting Douchemacher, which I think was also a brand of bologna, but they made hot dogs, and we started getting those, and those were longer and had a little bit more flavor to them. For me, I was always a fan of Nathan's hot dogs. I don't know how many of you have ever had a Nathan's hot dog. It's a very different kind of hot dog than typical. Typical hot dogs are pork and chicken and other things combined, but Nathan's is usually all beef. And all beef hot dogs, oh my God, they taste so different. Seriously, and especially Nathan's. Nathan's uses this unique combination of spices that I can't even explain it. It tastes nothing like anyone else's hot dogs. I've never had another hot dog that tastes like a Nathan's hot dog, but I love them. And actually, when I lived in Connecticut, Nathan's actually used to have their own chain stores in malls and actually like fast food places. You'd see Nathan's as a restaurant you would go to, and you would get Nathan's hot dogs of various different kinds, different toppings. Also, they would have different sides. Like they had these amazing crinkle cut French fries that I absolutely freaking loved. Excuse me. So yeah, Nathan's hot dogs. That's my favorite hot dog. Today, if I were to choose to get a hot dog, I would always pick a Nathan's. It tastes so good. But today I eat turkey hot dogs because of health problems. So it is what it is.
Gout.
So anyway,
Lots of gout.
that's some of the food and things that we would eat around July 4th. And sometimes, like I said, we would go to fireworks. Typically what would happen is on July 4th, I would, as a kid, I would go outside and play with my friends all day and then come home for dinner. And sometimes if my friends would be invited, they could be able to come over and get some hot dogs and sides or whatever and eat with the family, which was really nice. As I got older, obviously, and I got a job, it didn't really become a major thing anymore because when I was younger, for the most part, I was holding down retail jobs and I always kind of had to work on the 4th of July, which sucks, but that's just how it is in America. So it kind of fell out of favor as being any kind of a holiday that I celebrated really in any way. If you have to work that day, it's just another day to you. You know what I mean? And kind of that's what happened. And then as I got older and I held different jobs, and then I ended up having the day off, I didn't know what to do with myself. Because now I didn't really hang out with anyone who did anything on July 4th anymore because I'd always had to work. You know what I mean? Since I became a content creator here on YouTube, definitely I've celebrated July 4th differently, but usually I'm here. Usually I'm streaming and or making content for you guys. I remember years and years ago, sometimes I would try to find themed games to play. I think there was a couple of July 4ths when I actually did a marathon of Call of Duty stuff, saying, oh, it's patriotic to do military shooter today and stuff like that, right? But now, today we are celebrating by having a meal that's at least themed to July 4th, which is nice that we're doing that rather than just ignoring the holiday. And I'm very happy that Kat got the day off this year so that we could actually celebrate to get together and have a nice meal together. But as you see, for the most part, I don't really do that much to celebrate anymore. You get older, and if I had kids, then probably it would be a bigger thing. But, not having kids, it's kind of another day. And I'm okay with that. It's not a big deal. I get my holidays. My Thanksgiving and Christmas are great. I absolutely love Thanksgiving and Christmas because those are holidays that I absolutely spend with my wife and we have a good time together. Hold on. Excuse me. Absolutely disgusting. By the way, Connor joining us. He has replaced Alduin in my background setup here with his American Revolutionary flag here. Okay? He'll be here probably for the summertime. Then maybe we'll rotate him out. We'll see.
Shut up, bitch!
But I figure it'd be a good time to bring in something patriotic, right? So that's nice that he's made it into the rotation here. Okay. Cool. All right, now, I would like to have a discussion with all of you about how you're celebrating your July 4th. However, there is one topic that I want to get out of the way that's pissing me off. All right? I got to vent a little bit today on the Level 1 podcast. I hope you guys are okay with that and you're not too upset that I wish to vent here on my own show. Okay? So, what am I venting about today? I'll tell you what I'm venting about today. YouTube's Content ID system. It's a piece of fucking shit. And everyone knows it. Everyone's talked about it. But recently, I've been stricken by this on DSP Gaming because, as you know, recently I've been playing a lot of retro games. Sonic Origins, Castlevania Anniversary Collection. Yesterday, I started up Final Fantasy VII as well as Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. Okay? To give you guys some perspective, all right? These games are all old as shit. I mean, we're talking NES, Super NES, and in the case of Final Fantasy VII PS1, these are not recent games. These are very, very old games. There's been thousands upon thousands of playthroughs of these games all over the internet. I'm late to the game playing these games. It's not like, oh, Phil is someone doing this for the first time. These games have been played to death on the internet, right? So you would think that by now, YouTube would have their shit straight when it comes to these really old games, and they would obviously know by now who should be owning the rights to the content of these games, right? So here's an example. Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link, right? Who should own the rights to that game and any of its content? Well, Nintendo. It's a first-party Nintendo game. So the rights are retained by Nintendo. They should be able, if they want to claim those videos. Anything made with Zelda 2 content, and that includes the visuals, that includes gameplay, that includes the audio, the soundtrack itself. Any of those things, all right, should be owned in full by Nintendo. Now you could say, well, there's different Nintendos. You're right. There's Nintendo of America. There's Nintendo Japan. It's a moot point. The company Nintendo, all right, owns everything in those games. That's why when you buy Zelda 2, you buy it through Nintendo Switch Online. That's why, if you haven't noticed, you never played Zelda on a third-party console. It's a Nintendo-owned franchise. No one on this planet can dispute that Nintendo owns the rights to its own games and soundtracks, right? In fact, it's funny because some people have gone out of their way over the years to try to upload Nintendo soundtracks to YouTube, and YouTube ends up taking down those channels per the actual request of Nintendo. There's actually been a few YouTubers recently who publicly complained that they were trying to be like an internet archive of Nintendo music because Nintendo doesn't actively sell their music. You can't just go out and buy the soundtrack to Zelda 2 right now. It doesn't exist. You have to play the game to hear the soundtrack. So why can't someone archive the music on YouTube? Nintendo doesn't allow it. It's not that Nintendo will claim the music. Nintendo will shut down your channel and say, that's our property and you can't just re-upload our music, so we're shutting you down, okay? So that being said, why am I bringing this up? Well, I've been playing all these retro games recently, okay? And YouTube has a content ID system in place by which it's supposed to identify copywritten works, match them in an automated system, identify who the real holder of the rights of that piece of content is, and if appropriate, claim the rights of that video, the advertisement rights for that company. So, to give you an example, let's say I'm playing Resident Evil, and all of a sudden, you know, Capcom says, hey, that's our property, and we'd like a cut of your ad revenue because we technically own that game and you're playing it and making money off of it. They have a legal right to load content of Resident Evil into YouTube's Content ID system, run automatically, and anyone who's playing their games can get matched. And technically, Capcom could claim a portion of, or in some cases, all of the ad revenue on that video. Now, personally, I've had a lot of issue with this process over the years because I feel that Let's Plays or playthroughs are transformative works. I've told you guys my argument for this over the years. I don't think we need to go into it in detail on today's Level 1 podcast, but in general, my line of thinking is if I'm making a Let's Play or playthrough, that's my property and my work of art. I have the right to monetize it. Now, I've always said, this has never actually been hashed out in a court of law, ever. There's never been once has it gone to court and has had someone outright state, oh, this absolutely is how it is or is not how it is, okay?
Shut the fuck
Instead,
up,
it's always been a legal gray area. YouTube has allowed people to upload Let's Plays and monetize them, but then sometimes companies will claim them. My perspective is, even if, let's say Capcom, so we're using Capcom as the example here. This didn't happen. This is just an example, okay? Even if Capcom makes the argument, oh, we own Resident Evil, and since you're playing Resident Evil and doing a Let's Play of it, we have stake to your ad revenue. My argument is that perhaps that is the case, but only part. They didn't create the gameplay. They didn't create the Let's Play. They didn't do the commentary. They didn't do the setup for me, to broadcast and record it. And that gameplay is mine. They might own the rights to the game, but the moment that I picked up this controller and I did an input and I controlled that character, what I did with that character is my property, not theirs. You see? So maybe I own the rights to some of it, and technically maybe they own the rights to some of it. In which case, if you want to claim my video and say, hey, let's share the revenue on your video, I think that is a fair compromise. Okay? So, I actually feel that in the long term, this is exactly what's going to happen on YouTube. You're not going to have a video that gets blocked or taken down via a copyright claim. What's going to end up happening is these companies are going to realize there's money to be made here. We don't have to do anything extra. All we got to do is load our content into YouTube and say we want a revenue share model where if you're playing our game, we're going to claim your Let's Play of it, but we're only going to take a percentile of your ad revenue and you can keep some of it. That way we get advertisement, but we get paid for it as well. And plus, you can make a few bucks off of it too. I think this is eventually what's going to happen. And I'll be honest with you, over the last few years, I've noticed a lot more companies doing this. It used to literally be, if you get content ID matched, kiss that video goodbye. You'll never make $1 on it. And you're lucky if that video is even viewable by anyone anymore, because it's going to get blocked, muted, or completely removed from your channel. Infamously, people playing Grand Theft Auto and leaving the soundtrack in had these issues. I just played the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Trilogy many months ago, right? Within the last year, and videos got entirely blocked on the internet for having a certain song in them. As stupid as that fucking sounds. Okay? Anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is because as I'm uploading videos recently, all right, my videos are getting content ID matched for old ass games. All right? Yes, videos in Sonic Origins, the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. Yes, yesterday's Final Fantasy VII footage. And yes, yesterday's Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link footage. All of those videos I just mentioned got content ID matched on YouTube. Okay? Now you might say, oh, I guess these companies are doing what Phil is suggesting. They're out there and they're claiming they want to make a little bit of revenue on it or whatever, and they're sharing, right? Actually, yes, every video has said share, which I was shocked at. I was like, oh, all these companies want to share the revenue, so they're kind of doing my idea that I've talked about over the years. And, again, if it's a legitimate claim, I'd be okay with that. Except that's the problem, okay? These videos getting claimed every fucking time that I look at the claim, it's a fucking false claim, okay? I'm going to give you an example right now. I'm just going to click on this Zelda video, okay? Copyright claim. I hit see details, all right? So in my part 1 of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link that I uploaded last night was claimed 3 times, supposedly for 3 different songs. Okay? The first song arguably was in it. It's called Title to Zelda 2. Now, YouTube says, oh, this video is using this song's melody. Wrong. The video is using the song, because the song is part of the game, and therefore, obviously, the song of the game is in the fucking game. It's not using the song's melody. What happens is YouTube's content ID system is so poor, it can't even discern between the original work and what they would consider a cover song of the work. Okay? So if I'm using the original work, but I'm using it in a transformative manner, meaning a Let's Play, a video review, I should be allowed to use the original soundtrack in the work and not get content ID claimed. But YouTube's content ID system is so poor, it thinks that you playing the original work, you're singing here a cover song of it. So I was playing the Zelda 2 theme on a guitar, and it recognizes the melody of the song and says, oh, well, that's now the property of someone else. Bullshit. I made a transformative work. Therefore, I own the rights to it, not you. I didn't make a cover song. I didn't use your song in something else. It's my work that's transformative, I'm covered. I'm okay. I can do that. I paid to use the game. I own the game license to play it. Therefore, I have permission to use that song in a transformative work. But YouTube's content ID system is an automated robot and doesn't understand the difference between that and just flags it. Okay? So, that's one issue in general with the content ID system. It's not smart. There's no human there to review the situation. It's just automated, doesn't know anything, doesn't know the difference between one use or another use. It just says, oh, it's being used, flag it. You see? Another proper issue here with the content ID system is that it very frequently misidentifies things. I'll give you an example here. Same video. Zelda 2, Part 1, says there were 2 more content ID claims for the following melodies. Det kam en compass hem till mig. And of course, the ever popular Zelda ditty, Vi ska festa och dansa med dig. Oh yeah, I hum that one to myself all the time. What the fuck are you talking about? What is that? Those aren't songs in Zelda. What does that even mean? That's not English. That's not even Japanese. You could argue maybe if it was in Japanese, I'd say, okay, that's part of the Zelda soundtrack, and maybe they got me, right? What the fuck is that? 2 songs that don't exist in Zelda have been claimed against Zelda. What are you talking about? It doesn't make any fucking sense at all. It's complete bullshit. Okay? Now, someone says Klingon. It's Ukbat tu u a ba jin.
Shut the fuck
Yes,
up.
that's my favorite song of Zelda 2, of course.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
Anyway. So then you say, now wait a minute. What is this bullshit? Let's click more. Let's click into the details of this claim and see what this claim entails and what it could possibly be. So you go over here and you click on it to see what is this claim. Okay? You click on it and it says, oh, it's a compositional claim that's been claimed by a company called Broadcast Music Inc. So you look that up online, and that's a company that very, very much is just a generalized company that claims the rights to various different music. They may or may not really own the rights to Det kam et compass hern till mig, or whatever the fuck it's called. All right? But they're basically saying we own the rights to that melody, and therefore we want your ad revenue. Okay? In some cases, when you click on these, it doesn't even make any sense at all. All right? So I'll give you an example here. I click on the actual title screen theme of Zelda 2. All right? And according to this, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life, listen how stupid this is. According to YouTube, the company that owns the rights to the title screen theme of Zelda 2 is Warner Chappell Latin author, Warner Chappell União Brasileira de Editoras de Música. YouTube is so stupid, it thinks that a Brazilian music company owns the rights to the Japanese composition that is in Zelda 2. A Japanese composer made the song. It is owned by Nintendo, but they are giving the rights to that song to a Brazilian musical company. Do you really think that that Brazilian musical company should own the rights to Nintendo's soundtrack? If this had said Nintendo is claiming it, I'd be like, that makes sense. It says, so who in fucking Brazil made the soundtrack of Zelda? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? So, it's bullshit, okay? The problem here is that YouTube has a system that is so convoluted that people just load shit automatically into it at a blanket thing. And then they just flip the switch. Okay, it works. But it doesn't. It's not working. It's claiming things that aren't there. There's no German music inside of Zelda 2. I hate to tell them. It just doesn't exist. There's no German compositions or themes in Zelda 2. It's bullshit. It's a misclaim. There's no Brazilian company that owns the rights to the song of a fucking Nintendo game. It's not true. But YouTube has all this falsified information loaded into it, and then an automated algorithm flags it, and then you're just, as a content creator, you're literally fucked. Okay? So, this has happened for every retro playthrough I've been doing recently. Thank God that I'm not beholden to ad revenue as my income source, right? And also, let's be honest, thank God, these aren't major new releases. These aren't playthroughs that are getting tens of thousands of views that would have made me good money. These are, you know, okay, I got 1,000 views on part 1. It's a throwback playthrough. Big deal. It's not a huge deal. It's not bank breaking. It's not business ruining, right? But the problem is that people don't call this out. People don't complain about it, and it never gets fixed. All right? This is a rampant issue with YouTube's content ID. It happens every single day to millions of people who upload to YouTube. Their content gets misappropriated, misclaimed, and then someone else is making money for no reason. Why the fuck should a Brazilian company be making money on my Zelda 2 video, right? So what can you do, all right, if this happens to you on YouTube? Well, you could completely ignore it, all right? In which case, you just lose everything. No ad revenue on your video ever, okay? You can remove the music. Now, let me tell you from experience, okay? Attempting to use YouTube's inline video editor to do anything is a horrendous joke. There was a pre-stream that I did several weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, where I was recording it and it corrupted. So I didn't have the recording of that pre-stream. I told YouTube to edit down the archive stream of 5 hours down to the hour and a half of the pre-stream and make that live. As of today, it still hasn't finished. It's fucked up. It endlessly just does it and doesn't work. When you tell YouTube to do any kind of a editing to a video, it usually doesn't work. Or if it does, it doesn't work properly. So for example, when I was playing Grand Theft Auto and a song would get flagged, it would say, oh, maybe your video will be visible again if you remove the song. I would tell YouTube to remove the song and fingers crossed and pray for the best, because it doesn't always work. Another option you could do is mute your video, okay? And if you completely mute the video, sometimes that works, but then you have a muted video. Who the fuck wants to watch a video with no audio, okay? Now, the last thing you can do, which is literally what most people don't, but I've been there, done that, I know what I'm doing, is if I see a content ID match like this that I know is bullshit, okay, I dispute it. How do you dispute it? Well, you click on the dispute button and you give your reasoning. So I say, this is fair use, it's gameplay, this is a let's play. Number one, this claimant usually doesn't even have right to the music, you just don't. Sorry, the Brazilian music company doesn't have a fucking right to claim the Zelda 2 soundtrack. It just does, they don't have it, it's bullshit claim. Or in the case of those other songs, I say, those songs don't even exist in the video. You're misclaiming it because your system's automated and broken. Fix your system and release this immediately, okay? So, basically, what you need to do is dispute it. When you dispute it, what happens now, and it didn't used to be like this, but now they've created this system. Instead of all the ad revenue now going to somebody else, the ad revenue gets collected into a bucket, okay? That bucket sits over here, and it goes into what they call an escrow account. An escrow account is something where you hold something temporarily, okay? And then, once it's decided who actually should be getting that money, then you get it, okay? So it's being held in escrow over here. What'll happen is, the company that claimed your video, which they didn't, it was an automated system that likely erroneously did it, has 30 days to respond. If in 30 days that company says, no, we're sticking to our guns and we own the legal rights to that music and we're going to hold to it in a court of law. If someone actually does that, then you lose the claim and basically you lose the rights to your video and that's the end of it. Now, if it's found to be you're abusing YouTube's system and you're submitting a ridiculous amount of blatantly fraudulent disputes, you could get into trouble. In my case, I don't do that. I pick and choose what I actually file as a dispute. And if I do my research to find out what I'm doing is correct. For example, I know for a fact the Brazilian company doesn't own the title screen of Zelda 2. That's ridiculous. So that one I will absolutely dispute. If it had said Nintendo is claiming it, I would have been like, you know what? Nintendo kind of has a stake. That makes sense. I'm not going to fight that one. You see? So you got to pick and choose your battles, right?
Shut up, bitch!
So then what happens is the company has 30 days to respond. If they respond and say, no, we're sticking to our guns, that company actually would have to take legal action. Guess how many companies actually take legal action on YouTube? 0. Because if they were going to take legal action, they already would have. They're not going to use an automated system. They would have just sued you. So what ends up happening is if you dispute it, 30 days passes, and then after 30 days, you win the dispute because no one ever responds to these things, and then you get the money. So as long as it's a bullshit claim, they're pretty safe to dispute. I think a lot of people on YouTube are just very afraid to do it because they're afraid, oh no, what if it's identified as a fraudulent claim and now I get in trouble? You'll never get in trouble as long as you are actively doing it properly. You know, again, if it was Nintendo claiming the music, I'd be like, all right, you know what? Nintendo has a right to do that. And if they want to share the revenue, we'll share it. But these bullshit companies telling me there's German songs in Zelda 2 and that a Brazilian company owns the rights. No, fuck you. I'm disputing your horseshit automated claim and I want it cleared up. So that's what happened. So basically all these retro games that I've been playing for the last few weeks, I'm making this on 0. Most of them I've had to issue disputes for false claims, and then I have to wait a whole month for that to get granted. Then I get the revenue that I would have made on ads on that video. And then I have to wait for my next payment cycle to make the money on it. So videos I'm playing today, I might not even make any money on for 2-3 months. What a great system on YouTube, right? But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit today to bring it to the public light. The system is a joke. It really is. And this is why I tell you guys, realistically, unless you are a content creator that number 1 puts out videos every day, and number 2 has millions of views on your videos, chances are it's just impossible to make a living as a YouTuber anymore. And even then, take a look at someone like Angry Joe. This is a guy who busts his butt to make highly edited skits, reviews that get millions of views. Now imagine he works his ass off to put out a new review and the fucking thing gets claimed by a Brazilian music company, claiming that they own the rights to his song and his video, and they're going to steal his ad revenue on his fucking video that got 1 million views. So he works his ass off and he gets paid nothing on YouTube for his video because someone illegally abused the system. This shit happens all the time. It's a ridiculous joke how bad this system works. So can you imagine that shit? So that's why years ago I abandoned being a full-time YouTuber. When I started seeing this shit happen more and more often, I was like, I gotta diversify. I can't just be reliant on ad revenue anymore because this ad revenue isn't even a guarantee anymore. You put out a video, someone just says they own it, and then that's the end of that. You know, even if you dispute it and you win the dispute, you might not even get paid for your video for 3-4 months. Again, imagine you're someone who puts out a video that gets 1 million views and you're owed thousands of dollars on it, but you can't get paid for 4 months. Fucking joke, right?
Shut your mouth, you thong wearing
Anyway,
fatty.
I got that off my chest. I talked a little bit about it. Hope that you guys enjoyed the 2 segments today about the July 4th holiday and the bullshit content ID system. Let's do a few quick shout outs. In fact, I have 1 shout out. That's it. And then we're going to do open Q&A. What I'd like to say is if you have any questions for me, if you'd like to maybe tell me what you're doing for the July 4th holiday today, what kind of food you're eating or whatever you're doing, I'd be very interested to hearing from you guys. Okay? All right. I only have 1 contribution to shout out today. We have no tips. We have no members. We have 1 super chat from Fens the Spook, who 1 hour ago actually started the stream with a super chat saying, hoping for Shenko and Huitzel in Darkstalkers action. Sadly, Huitzel is not playable in Vampire Savior, and Vampire Savior is the game that's competitive. The others are really not. The thing is, I liked Huitzel, but Huitzel's kind of broken when it comes to his game. When he was a boss character in Darkstalkers 1 and Night Warriors, he was one of the most overpowered characters in the game. Then later on, they changed him and toned him down to be a playable character, and then he sucked. So it's either he's way too good or he sucks ass, right? So it is what it is. I play Vampire Savior, and that one doesn't have Huitzel. Now, it does have Shenko, and I have not yet experimented with Shenko. For what I've seen, she seems like she might be good for rushdown because she has an instant air horizontal dash that can lead to a chain combo that leads to a big combo on the ground. And then I think she can reflect projectiles with her gong. So she can basically stay away and reflect things back or throw like bombs and stuff over and over. Or she could try rushdown. But personally, I never really played with her that much. I mean, maybe we could try her out today. I don't know, maybe in a non-ranked situation because I haven't really tried her yet. Or maybe I don't know. I guess we'll see. I don't really even remember her special moves. I think she has one of the best special attacks in the game, or actually super attacks in the game. When she puts her hands to the ground and these blades come out and go zoop across the screen. They basically cover the entirety of the screen and they interrupt pretty much anything. So they're pretty good screen covering damage that interrupts any pattern your opponent is trying to do.
I think I've earned more than Phil so far a stream.
I'm just curious what tactics she would have for keep away for people who are trying to rush you down, because I'm not aware if she has any good anti-air attacks. I don't know. I'd have to try to figure it out. Okay. Anyway, thank you, Fens the Spook, for the super chat. Literally the only contribution I have so far today. All right. So now let's open up the stream to either Q&A, or if you guys would like to tell me what you're up to today for the July 4th holiday, I'm all ears. Please tag me in the stream chat. And by the way, thank you to the over 300 people that are here on the stream right now. I don't know if you guys are going to stick around for the fighting game gameplay, but I appreciate you guys chilling with me today. Jade, yes, I'm happy that you'll be here with me today and chilling with me today. Thank you. Mango says, why do some Q&A not roll into the stream? Because we got about 10 minutes. So typically, I have the podcast go to around 12:30, and then usually I take a short break to use the restroom, right? And then we jump into gameplay. What's the rush? If you're aware that there is a level 1 podcast every single day that starts around 11:15 and ends around 12:30, what are you complaining about? Every day it's the same, like clockwork. How are you confused? Gray Fox RJ says, American Psycho is one of the greatest horror films of all time. It's disturbingly dark comedy, psychotic breakdown of society, and an unnerving look at the thoughts of a serial killer. I saw it a long time ago. And it's a pretty zany movie, to say the least. Like, the guy is completely fucking nuts. He's so obsessed with superficial things and status, and he kind of loses his mind over it. And then apparently he murders people, but then it's not apparent if it ever really happened or if he hallucinated the whole thing because he's crazy. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy movie. Lemon says, I'm trying to explain Independence Day to my Canadian and Australian friends. Isn't it true that in other countries they have versions of Independence Day as well? I think it is true. But I think for everyone it's a little different, right? And here we're celebrating
this man is
the
so
fact
dumb.
that hundreds of years ago there was a
This
Revolutionary War.
man is so dumb.
And we won it, and we separated from our parent country of Great.
I need to take a second there. This guy is like, I think other people have their own national days. Is this motherfucker seriously that dense that he's actually not sure if other fucking nationalities have their own national holidays to celebrate their own fucking special day? This motherfucker, I'm actually convinced that this guy thought that Independence Day was a worldwide holiday. Like American Independence Day. Oh, it's the 4th of July. The whole world gets a day off. I just had to pause and reflect on that stupidity from Phil there. Jesus Christ. When's the UK one then? Well, for Scotland, anyway, obviously England have St George's Day. For Scotland, it's St Andrew's Day. Wales, it's St David's Day, is it? St David's? And of course St Patrick's Day in fucking Ireland, which is very popular around the fucking special. Americans love celebrating St Patrick's Day. But, that doesn't count. When's the Scottish Bagpipe Appreciation Day? Every day. Every day is a Bagpipe Appreciation Day. But yeah, I'm actually quite happy I remembered all the fucking national holidays of the UK there, and Ireland as well. Although I couldn't tell you the dates. Not even the Scottish one. I can't really remember I can't remember any of the dates for the St George's or St David's or St Patrick's or St Andrews. Yeah, I knew St Patrick wasn't Irish. Wasn't he actually Scottish or something? I can't mind. No, wait. It wasn't even British. Didn't he come from like Eastern Europe or something? St Patrick. Is that what it was? It's a funny wee bit of history there with St. Patrick. He's not actually Irish, but I don't even think he was British either. I think he is either like from another part of UK or is from like somewhere in Europe, I believe. I can't mind exactly how it was. We've really derailed ourselves just with Phil's bullshit, I dare say here, but we're near the fucking end of the stream anyway. We've already got a bingo, we might get some more. Fuck it. I'm going to keep playing.
Great Britain, right? And won our independence, but I think other countries all have different meanings to their own independence days. Yes, for the most part, Jasper is scared of fireworks. If he hears loud explosions outside, he gets startled. In particular, last night was not good because we were all calm asleep. And then at 3 in the fucking morning, when they started setting off the fireworks, it really set him off, and then he wouldn't go back to sleep, and that sucked. Anso Camaro says, Canada Day is July 1st. I'm in Vancouver. Originally from New York, I celebrated 2 back-to-back Independence Days. Oh, yeah? So what does Canada Day celebrate? What specifically in Canada does Canada Day celebrate? Curious. Astronaut says, are you going to light sparklers during the stream and sing the national anthem for our pride and glory and freedom of America? No.
I mean, what possible reason would Canadians have to celebrate? Why would Canadians need to celebrate any one particular day? I mean, to be fair, I don't know the precise nature of Canada Day myself, but I assume it's to do with their own country being perhaps independent as a nation. Maybe it's or when the country was formed specifically properly. I'm guessing that's the reason for Canada Day. And mind you, it's kind of weird with Canada, isn't it? Because you've got French Canadian stuff as well, and I know Quebec is a very largely French-speaking part of the country. And I don't know if that's SIP. I guess Belgium's weird. Belgium's one of the weirdest countries in the world, right? Because you've got like Dutch Belgian speakers, you've got French Belgian speakers, and then you've got guys that try to fucking speak like in between. It's like they try to make their own Belgian language in between. It's like you have 3 different breeds of Belgium people in one small country in the west of Europe, you know, and it's like some associate themselves with the French side, some associate themselves with the kind of Dutch side, and some just think themselves as Belgian. In general, it's kind of weird, man. Belgium's so fucking weird just because it's such a little clusterfuck of different ways of speaking the national language, and it's just an amalgamation of different shit. It's very fucking weird. Jesus Christ, man. St Andrew's Day is not a big deal. In fact, national holidays in the UK are not a massive deal. The biggest one is probably St Patrick's Day, and they're not part of the UK. Let's get that clear. St Andrew's Day is an Irish thing, but there aren't. It's one of those things that it's kind of weird for me because I feel like the world celebrates St Patrick's Day. There was a vid where a Scot got a DNA test thingy and got 90% French. Sacre bleu. You know, there's a fun little fact here. The Scottish and the French have an old pact, and what was it called? What was it called? Oh, Jesus! It was a pact that the Scottish and the French signed as in solidarity against the English. I wish I could. I can't remember what the fucking thing's called. I can't for the life of me. It's an old thing. We're talking like centuries ago. This pact was made between the Scottish and the French. And for the life of me, I can't remember it, but it's a fun wee bit of kind of lore, you know. I like reflecting it sometimes just because it's like, it's just kind of cool that kind of thing used to happen, but it's like, oh, the English are pissing us off, and the Scots go to the French and go, aye, those guys are pricks, let's do something about them if they get too annoying. For the life of me, I can't remember any of the pact, you know. I would Google it, you know, but we're in the middle of the fucking bingo, and I really should continue it, so we're going to continue bingo.
Probably would be a bad idea to be lighting sparklers up in my office. As I already mentioned, when you light a sparkler, there literally is a little flaming spark that's hot that shoots out of it.
That's the name of it, Dashy. That's the name of it, the Old Alliance. And just fucking why could for the life of me, I wish I could remember that. It's dumb as well, because I used to play FIFA all the time, and I made a team based on the Old Alliance. I had a team of like Scottish players and French players. It was mainly French players. The French players are far better than the Scottish players, but it was still a team involving Scottish players and French players, and I named it the Old Alliance just because I thought it was a cool wee kind of bit of history. There you go, Dash has posted a link about the Old Alliance, about the old Scottish pact with the French, just to kind of, you know, just to piss off the English essentially. But yeah, that was the name of it, the Old Alliance.
And when I was a kid, sometimes it would land on my clothes and actually burn my clothes, like holes in the clothes. Do you really think I should be doing that inside of my office with all of my equipment to do business here? It would probably be a bad idea. You know what I'm saying? Anto Camaro says, I actually have absolutely no idea what Canada Day celebrates. Wow. That's interesting. Can I upload the Skyrim anniversary intro that I played before the last Skyrim stream? No.
Well, that's a good answer. Right, I just can't want to read this. This is an educational stream, guys. Fuck it. Leyland, thank you for this. 1867, Canada used to be part of the British colonies. Fucking, of course. Everywhere used to be part of the fucking British colonies. It's just what we did, the Great British Empire. British North America. So Canada became self-governing Dominion of Great Britain in 1982. They became fully independent July the 1st. Was it really 1982? Was it that late? They became fully independent? That's quite late. So really, it was their, 1980, so they had a 40-year... They've been independent. Phil was born when Canada was not fully independent. That's a mental bit of trivia. DSP was born at a time when Canada was not fully independent. To me, that's nuts. There's also a good article in Historic UK if you look up the Old Alliance Historic UK. Thank you very much, Rat Cabane. We'll stick to the bingo for now, but it's yeah, as I'm saying, Phil was born in Canada, was not fully independent. Although of course he was, Italian kind of American, so he didn't give a shit about that kind of thing. He was a baby, he was born, he slapped the nurse and said, why haven't I had a tip in at least 10 minutes since I was born? That kind of thing, so yeah.
I didn't make it. That's a fan-made thing. I wouldn't just upload that just to upload it. If the person who made it wants to upload it to YouTube themselves, they're very welcome to. I don't own that part. That was made for me to use. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't feel right about uploading that to YouTube as like a separate upload when technically I didn't make it. You see what I'm saying? If I won a lottery of $100 million, would I buy Wings a Trail Boss? I don't even know what the fuck a Trail Boss is. Jade, I appreciate that, but you probably should not be saying that kind of stuff publicly. Trust me on this, Jade. What you want to do is you want to withhold as much personal information about yourself on the internet as you can because of malicious parties. I've learned my lesson over the years about this. You probably will also want to not be trying to put out any kind of private information. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm looking out for you. Yes, Turtle Dude. Officially, this is now the Level 1 podcast. We have renamed the show to have a real name now. Pre-Stream Podcast really was not a real name. It was just kind of a placeholder name for a while and something that was meant to eventually be improved. And then I came up with this idea. So, it's a $60,000 Chevy truck. That's great.
Hold on, he's claiming credit for Level 1. He's claiming the full credit for Level 1 podcast, even though there's already a show called Level 1 podcast that existed online well before this. And Keemstar said that he was still on Mission 1. And all of a sudden, Phil's retconned us to say I came up with this all by myself. Shut the fuck up, you fucking moron.
Why would I buy Wings a $60,000 Chevy truck exactly? Captain Wiseman says, am I happy truly? In my life, I mean, yes, there's many things that I'm happy with. Am I perfectly happy? No, there's always room for improvement. You know, as I told you guys, immediately, if I could improve my life in a way, I would take 2 days off a week, not one. That way, the 1 day off a week I could use to do errands and the like, and do chores and things I need to do around the house, and the other could be to literally spend time with my wife. Right now, the 1 day a week I get is crammed everything together. Grocery shopping, running errands, doing chores and necessary things, appointments. Oh, and by the way, if there's some time to spend with my wife. I don't like that. I wish that we had more time to spend together. No, I did not hear Wings leak something on stream, nor should you be talking about that publicly. If it really happened, you should probably shut the fuck up about it. Really, because it's messed up that you would even bring that up. No problem, Jane. Well, Turtle Duty says, I like the pre-stream podcast better. It was an evolution of the pre-stream. Nobody else had a pre-stream. I think it's more unique. It's just me. The thing is, In reality, is this really a pre-stream anymore? No, it's a podcast. Every day I do a podcast right here with you guys. This is not necessarily a pre-stream anymore.
It's not a podcast either, you fucking idiot.
It's a show where I talk with you for about an hour to an hour and a half. We have various topics that are discussed, things about my streaming schedule, gaming news, holiday discussions, anything, you know, it's all fair game. And people have come to like this podcast as its own entity, its own show outside of my streams. This is not necessarily a pre-stream anymore. It's an actual show. The pre-stream is really 10 minutes of music that plays before the podcast starts. Then we have the podcast, then we have the gameplay. So this stream has different segments and portions now, as opposed to just being a gameplay stream. It's not. This is not just a gameplay stream at all. You see? I think they'll do a Chrono Trigger remake. I wish they would, but I don't know if they ever will, but I would love if they would. Parasolo says, what's the funniest thing I've ever seen Jasper do? Oh my god, Jasper does so many ridiculous things on a daily basis. Rolling around on carpets as if he's a worm, writhing on there. The way he reacts to certain things. Getting super hyper, bouncing all over the house like a super ball, jumping up, hitting the light switch to try to turn it on and off. I mean, I could go on forever. He talks to us. He'll say, hey Jasper, he'll say, meow, 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 he'll have a conversation with us. You know, I mean, it's not in English, but he still talks to us like it's a back and forth conversation. It's pretty cool. Is Jasper celebrating Independence Day? He's home, but he will not be in the office today. He should be here. I'm not exactly sure when, but he'll be here tomorrow, I think. Yeah, I gotta confirm that. Did you ever play a game called Freedom Fighters, a third-person shooter? No, I've never heard of that. Nope. I don't have a favorite chatter. No, there's no more masks. Masks have not been required here for a very long time. I guess he's talking about COVID requirements, but you never know when they might come back. If numbers go up, they might start requiring them again. We still have our masks. We're ready to go if we need them. Excuse me. All right, guys, let's end the pre-stream wait, let's end. I see, now I get myself confused. Let's end today's episode of the Level 1 Podcast. I have to get used to saying this because it used to be the pre-stream podcast, and I almost said that. I'm like, wait, that's not the name of it anymore. So let's end the pre-stream. I did it again. Happy Independence Day to everyone in the United States. Let's end the Level 1 Podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you to Fens the Spook for supporting. Like, literally, the only person who supported it anyway so far today. What are you going to do? Thank you guys, and let's get to the gameplay. Awesome. All right, so let's jump over, guys. And again,
I want to point out this is not over. Until he starts recording for YouTube, we're still playing the thing. And by the way, I missed a seller on. I was expecting him to do Digging in Ear several times. Who was it that pointed it out? Shit, who was it that pointed it out? I can't even mind. An eagle-eyed viewer in here pointed it out to me earlier on. And I just said to him, don't worry, I'll do it again. But he didn't really do it again properly. So the fact is, I missed Digging in Ear earlier on. So because I missed it earlier on, I'm ticking it now. And I'm ticking it now, which means there's another bingo, so... Play the horns, you know, we got a second bingo, we got 2 in a row, and we might get more. Depending on what happens between now and when he starts recording for YouTube for the gameplay. So, we'll keep going, and we'll see what happens.
As I said, I fully expect that today, being a national holiday, we're probably not going to have as many people sticking around for the gameplay. We're probably not going to have as much support as a normal streaming day. I fully expect today is going to be kind of a slow dud day in that regard. I'm not going to sit here and complain about it. I will just remind you, periodically, if you'd like to support the stream, there's many ways you can do so, right? You can become a member, gift a membership, do a super chat, a super sticker, a tip, all that helps. Yes, we have tip rewards in effect. If we hit $100 in tips today, I'll put on the M. Bison hat and try to pick M. Bison and kick butt with M. Bison in the game. All right? But, it is what it is. All right, guys, let's take a brief break. I actually do have to use the restroom today. So let's take a break for a few minutes. Take about 5-minute break. And when I come back, we'll jump in the Capcom Fighting Collection. Sound good? All right, guys, I'll be back shortly. Thank you. And I will see you in a little bit.
Holy fuck, no thank you. I am going to fast forward this as much as I can and see. We'll go live. Apparently it's not. Ow. So that's live. And he's still in break. So, oops, I went full screen accidentally. My bad. So let me just go there and hit live. Right, I'm muting that shit. Fuck that. What's everyone saying? I thought he said the other day I was looking forward to fighting games today because more people will be home and you'll be able to find more matches online. He kind of said something to that regard, Jeffrey Walsh. He did actually say something like that. So he doesn't have to use a bathroom whenever there is. A good point. People pay him $50, $100, $150 and $200 to wear clothing. Yeah, it's mental. This is the thing though, it's funny that I'm just doing this to have fun. I'm not relying on this as a job. But I think I've earned more technically on this stream than Phil has on his. Thanks to Crazy Kevin Castro with the early super chat. I can't mind exactly what Phil got given in his one and only super chat, but I don't think it's as much as me, so I kind of think it's funny that even without meaning to or trying to, I've got more money today than Phil has, which I think is just quality. Like, that just blows my wee tiny mind. I don't expect anything, man, because I'm just a piece of shit. You know, just fucking plays bingo. Guys, let's look at the bingo card. We're talking about bingo. We've come so close to him saying things like bottom line is, you know, he came close as well to mention detractors and trolls, but he never quite got there when he was talking about trying to protect your information. And we've come very close to another couple of bingos, but we're not quite there yet. But hopefully we'll get another one or two. It'd be nice if we do. But 2 today so far is not bad. We squeaked 1 yesterday. We just about got there. But today, we got 1 pretty, a decent time. And to be fair, the digging in the ear happened earlier on. I just didn't tick it for ages because I was expecting it to happen again, and it didn't happen again. So, yeah. But we might get another 1 or 2, who knows. But this has been like one of Phil's worst ever streams, or level 1 podcasts, whatever you want to fucking call it. Not a single tip. Not one single tip has come through for him. That is bizarre. And I think we will actually get another bingo or 2 because of the lack of support. But I think before he starts recording, he might say something like here's a deal, or bottom line is, but then talking about money and tips and support, because he's like, oh, it's not going to be a big deal and all that shit, because yeah, so but we'll see. We will see when he comes back properly. He's still away right now. If I unmute the stream,
Won't stop.
so fuck that shit. I'm not going to put you guys through that. But we're just waiting for him to come back from his little piss break. AKA, I'm sitting on the toilet playing WWE Champions. But he really shouldn't be on there for too long. He said no tips, for example. So where's the money coming from if he's not had a single tip? The maybe 1 Minute Man tip. He's really burning through that $25 that 1 Minute Man sent him. Oh, Christ, man. But yeah, we're just waiting for Phil to come back, and we'll see if we can get another bingo or 2 to add to the collection. So, guess we just wait patiently with our thumbs. But yeah, it's just now we just fucking wait for some old man and his tiny bladder to come back to stream so we can try and play more bingo. Christ, man. This has been quite a good wee bingo card though. It's a shame that it involved things like Reddit. And we had opportunities for him to say Craven. He was talking about all his favourite foods and all that shit. And I thought he could have said Craven. But he didn't really get there. And his stream chat's not really had much to derail him today, you know. Like, I thought I might have mentioned that as well, with people talking about wings and all that stuff, you know. But he never said it either, which is damn annoying. I might try and hunt him down when he's on the fighting collection. I won UK. Yes, good luck to you, Jeffrey Walsh, if we come across him. Hi, I'm Stu says, I think the worm is starting to turn with Phil and the Pigpen. The more people talk about him and call out his lies, the more people will see he is a piece of shit. I mean, the weekend was away, didn't... That's what I'm saying, I missed quite a bit. But didn't he get kind of like some slow streams? Like, he never hit the $200 Sonic Cat goal once. Not once. Didn't he put the Sonic Cat on for $100 as a favour to some fan during Skyrim? Fly Goes Fly says the whales are quite silent, and I think theory that there's a 5-digit tip in the works. That's a bit of a bold out there theory, Fly Goes Fly. Who knows? First Final Fantasy VII stream was funny as fuck. The big snort identified a Tanqueray bottle. Yeah, I seen that. A green bottle is synonymous with alcohol. I mean, it's fucking song about it, 10 green bottles sitting in a wall. If one should fall, you've got 9 green bottles sitting. So green bottles are associated with alcohol. You associate that as an alcoholic beverage. And yet Phil sees it and goes, that's Tanqueray. I recognise that anywhere. That shade of green. That is a Tanqueray gin bottle. That's like the 2-litre version of a Tanqueray gin bottle. I know the price of that. That's $17.99 from Total Wine. He's crazy. He knows exactly. It's a fucking like 16 pixel fucking gin bottle. It's a fucking Final Fantasy VII. There's no fucking... Jesus, calm the fuck down, Phil. Calm the fuck down, Phil. That's unbelievable. DSP retelling a story about someone matching someone else's tip to get to our doors was comical. Yeah, Kevin Bernstein doing a runner. I was like, by that, I'm gonna, if you do $100 tip, I'll match you. I was like, alright. And he's like, fuck. You actually did it. I'm out of here. Kevin Bernstein, absolute legendary bail from Phil, in case he gets asked about the $100. It never was. Fly goes fly, just remember the 2k cat tip. Technically it is 1k. Technically it is 1k. Oh, he's finally got a tip. Anonymous has tipped him $5. Maybe this is why Phil's taking so long. He's going through his usual suspects, going, by the way, a tip would really be appreciated. He's probably, that's what he says, he's probably emailing all the usual kind of suspect in Wales from his PayPal list, you know. He's like, guy, I know you can't make your stream today, Independence Day, happy Independence Day, but I would really appreciate a little tip of support right now. It's been a slow level 1 podcast. Not one single tip, guys. I would appreciate some support before we start gameplay. And so Worm's probably going, fine, Phil, fine. I'll send you $5. I'm going back to my family gathering, enjoying time with my family. Happy Independence Day, Phil. Here's my $5. It would not surprise me, actually, if Phil's ever done that. I have actually done something similar, but not for those reasons. The very first time I got a tip, I actually emailed the guy saying, by the way, thank you very much. You're the very first guy that's gave me a tip. I appreciate it, you know. You didn't have to do that. You did. Thank you very much. I just wanted to show my appreciation for him, you know what I mean? I was very grateful to it. So the very first time I ever got a tip, you know, I just thought, you know what, I'm going to thank this guy personally. Just say, look, Mike, thank you for that. You know, I really do appreciate that. And it was Joseph, actually, the guy. It's in, I think he usually frequents Doozy streams, Duty streams, sorry, yeah, Call of Duty. So he usually frequents his streams. You didn't tell him, was it enough? Nah, it was more than enough. It was like, I think it was like 20 or 30 pounds or something. It was quite a generous tip, you know. And it's like, I certainly appreciated it, you know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. I'll say thanks for that, man. You didn't really need to do that. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So that's the only time I've actually directly contacted somebody, like, you know, that way. But because he was the very first one, I thought, you know what, I'm going to remember that. To me, that was like a special thing, just because it's like, I don't do this. I do this for fun. If I can get money, also if I get a wee bit of money, I appreciate that. You know what I mean? It goes towards paying off, you know, a couple of wee things here and there. I can use it to go towards paying off things. But I have a full-time job for that. You know, these, you know, YouTube money, income, whatever, a wee bit extra money from YouTube, that can obviously make life a bit easier for myself, which is good. You know what I mean? It can help ease money worries for bills and all that shit, you know, or whatever. But so I'm not in this for fucking money, but at the same time, who doesn't like a wee bit of money, you know what I mean? A wee bit of extra money. Yeah, it's just one of those things that it actually it was like, it took a while for the first tip to ever happen to me, and then it finally happened. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to contact him to say thank you very much and how much I appreciated it and all that shit. But Phil, obviously, he's fucking gone, he's probably got a list, you know, and like speed dial on his Outlook, you know, to say, hey, you've not tipped in a while. Where are you? Are you alive? Where's your next of kin so I can get them to tip on your behalf? Where the hell is this idiot? He is still not back yet from his goddamn break. What the hell? People in his chat are getting impatient. Pat Chipacti is asking, why does Phil take so long for bathroom breaks? So, who knows? Money, yeah. Oh, Phil's back. Okay, get ready for bingo. More bingo, guys.
Okay, guys, I'm back, and as I was plugging in my joystick to play, I smashed it into my foot. That's always a good sign. So now my foot hurts.
That's probably the gout, Phil. You know, that's probably just a pre-existing soreness from the gout. Can't be helped. How the fuck do you smash it into your foot? How the hell do you either lift your leg that high or drop it down so... How? How does your foot get involved with that? No, it's the phrasing of it. It's not just the fact that he smashed it into his foot. What, did he have like something land? Was there a bug on his foot? So he thought, I'm going to smack it with this controller I've got in my hand. Ow, my foot, I missed the bug. How the fuck do you smash a controller into your goddamn gout-ridden foot? Someone explain this to me. I'm trying to understand how he does that.
I dropped it right on top of my bare foot. Now it's...
Oh, he dropped it. Okay, so a dumbass fumbled it in his stupid gin fucking Duncan hands, and he dropped it onto his poor little gout-ridden foot instead. So now he's got a sore foot, which is probably going to be his main reason for doing so badly in these fighting games. A fucking moron.
It's like painful, throbbing pain. Excuse me. During the break, an anonymous $5 tipper tipped $5, says, can we ban all British people from your stream today because it's July 4th? Now, what fun would that be? If we did that, right, then how would we rub it in their faces all day long? That, you know, we won the Revolutionary War and we are a separate country, and say, neener, neener, neener. That's what you get. Enjoy your tea and crumpets and your spotted dick and your Pip Pip Cheerios today.
I mean, considering what America's like these days, you're fucking men and welcome to keep the goddamn fucking country. God damn. I mean, I've always like, I went to America as a kid. I was in Los Angeles. I loved it, you know, and I'd love to go back to America because there's so many great places I like to visit. But some of the people over there are fucking mental. So some of you Americans are fucking scary motherfuckers. I'm just saying. Jesus Christ. I'd love to go to like maybe New York or fucking Chicago or fucking maybe back to LA even, and even places like up north as well. I'd love to like visit Canada, places like Seattle. Not Seattle, sorry. It's like what do you call it? There's Vancouver and what's the other place? Toronto. Why do I think Seattle? I know Seattle is kind of close. It's not too far away actually from the Canadian border. But yeah. Yeah, I'd love to fucking go to like other places in America and Canada as well if I had the opportunity to. There's just so many different places I'd like to visit. Does he have British Wales? Oh, he does have British Wales, DJ. He absolutely does. Nathan Smith, I believe, is English. People say Superhound is English. Apparently Superhound is an English person. So you could argue he's a whale because he does so much stuff for Will. When I was 12, I was in Oregon. There was a mad mountain man yelling one night. My sister-in-law called him the neighbour. BC is the place to be. British Columbia? Could be. Is it weird that I'd like to go to Nova Scotia just because, you know, New Scotland? That's in Canada as well. I've got a feeling there might not be much there. But just the Scotsman in me wants to visit New Scotland and Canada. Just in Nova Scotia and check out and go, hey, I'm Scottish, treat me special. And I was like, get the fuck. You're just a fucking tourist. Buy some shit and then go home. Right, let's play. Let's keep going.
As we get to rock it out for our Independence Day, and you're over there, all highty-tighty in your fucking Downton Abbeys, right? Okay, then. Exactly. See? Big picture thinking. Thank you. That was the first tip of the day. Thank you to the anonymous tipper for a $5 tip, like I said. Listen, guys. I'm just happy you guys are here to chill with me. If you're here to have fun with fighting games, great. I hope you have a good time with me chilling. We'll talk as I wait for matches or whatever. I'm not expecting this to be a major, exciting, full of attention stream. I'm certainly not expecting a lot of support today. As I said, I think today will actually be one of my slowest days ever because it's the 4th and I'm here all day. It is what it is, you know. So thanks for chilling with me. Clay JT has re-upped the membership for 7 months. Thank you for 7 months of support, Clay JT. Happy 4th, buddy. Happy 4th to you, Clay JT. How you doing, man? Yeah, my foot hurts now. Ow. I'm probably going to get a bruise right here. It hurts so bad. Ouch. Okay, then. Happy 4th to you, Expanded Dong. Oh, really? BOS Paladin says the Polish Independence Day is November 11th, and that's when theirs is. Interesting.
Capcom.
Who did you win your independence from? Who was Poland fighting against? I don't know. I don't know history, man. I'm terrible. Alright, let's do some online play, man.
I'm not sure if he's recording yet. I'm really not too sure. And yeah, I thought he was going to say Boo Boo as well. He said Bruce. No, what he's saying is blah, 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 so many places. Ashley seems confused. Russia, the Germans. Although it's kind of November 11th is a very significant date in the UK at least. You know, it's like remembrance kind of day. November 11th is a day. Oh shit! I'm really going to embarrass myself here. Isn't November 11th marking the end of the First World War? I'm really going to embarrass myself here by fucking forgetting what November 11th's all about. But wasn't it like? Isn't November 11th in the UK at least about the end of the First World War? Am I misremembering that? Yes, Remembrance Day, but is that what it is for? Have I embarrassed myself, or am I right and I'm just got away with it? Okay, I got lucky and remembered it. Okay, if I can review for that. But yeah, it's funny that they share that with the second First War. I thought it for it was sort of 11th hour, 11th month, but wasn't it for the First World War? I didn't think it was for the Second World War. I thought it was for the First World War, 1914 to 1918, and it's all about basically World War One. That's what I thought. Yeah. Jesus, man, it's kind of mental that happened like over a century ago, man. It's just, I don't know, man. You can't reflect on. Obviously, you think we're past shit like that, you know what I mean? But look what's happening in Ukraine. Fucking Russians are just persevering and just whittling down Ukraine, and then the whole it's fucking mental. We still have shit like this happening today, man. It really is. And the world is too afraid of starting some kind of political and massive worldwide conflict. You know, there's only so much they can do. Yeah, 11th November to commemorate the anniversary of the restoration of. Oh shit.
Yeah. Money,
Sorry.
Money. Oh, money. Yeah. Money.
Thank you very much for the sub, Devilish Face. I do appreciate it. But I was just, as I was saying, 11th November to commemorate the anniversary of the restoration of Poland's sovereignty as a second Polish Republic in 1918 from the German, Austro-Hungarian and Russian empires. Thank you very much, Dashi. What a little history lesson. And thank you very much, Devilish Face, once again for subscribing. Let's play and see if he's actually recording yet.
Okay. Is there any reason Gray Fox should keep talking about American Psycho today? I'm just curious. Like, what that has anything to do with me? Just curious. Hello, Jay Kumo. I would say so far, so good. So far, so good. Good day so far today. Now let's see if we can actually find people playing this game. No, we're not doing political stuff today, Mango. Any political stuff I can talk about is joking. Okay, it's not serious. Will Smith and aliens today? I mean, yes, there's a popular movie called Independence Day, starring Will Smith as well as Bill Pullman. And is it Dennis Quaid? Oh, is it the Quaid brother? No, it's Randy Quaid. I always get the Quaid brothers confused. I think it's Randy Quaid, not Dennis Quaid. All right, here we go.
Right, I think he's starting to record now. Okay, David Riley playing bingo for Phil's a great idea. Thank you very much, David. I appreciate it. That's what I'm saying. I don't do it for his gameplay. I just do it for like a fucking pre-stream. I cannot be arsed sitting for an entire Phil stream gameplay as well. But I think I feel it's a good idea for the bingo for the start. Him blathering on at the start, just to try and it makes it transformative. It makes it a bit. It's kind of fun. Bingo is such a weird fucking game to think of as a fun game. But how you're taking a boring game like Bingo and you're taking a boring person like Phil, you put them together and you have a format like this, and it kind of makes it somewhat bearable. It's bizarre, I know. And this is the thing, if we ever fill up a Phil Bingo card, someone in chat wins a prize. We've come close several times. Today is not going to be that day. We're just about to end the bingo. Looks like he's recording, so it can't be helped. He's got cross-region matchmaking off. There goes my chance of a match. Unlucky, Jeffrey Walsh. It's not surprising because people generally want to play people in their own areas to have a better chance of less lag. I'm the same playing Rocket League. I'll always stick to like European servers in Rocket League because I know if I'm playing an American server, the ping's gonna be annoying and all shit. It's gonna be a delay, a slight delay, more delay and all shit. So it's natural for that to happen. But unlucky, Jeffrey. You probably won't come across him. But that is what it is. But yeah, guys, that's pre-stream. I said the level 1 podcast bingo. We done quite well today. We had Two separate bingo. Man, I love bingo. Bingo's a good game, to be fair. I know it's seen as a very old-fashioned thing, but bingo's a quality fucking wee game, especially when you can have fun with it like this, and just you get to mock Phil, and just by how predictable he is, you know what I mean? But we had two separate bingo lines today. We had a years ago story, it is what it is, snort, addition, and hands through the hair, right across the middle from left to right. And then you got from bottom left, the Y/T pose, him saying hateful slurs, snort, interactive, and digging in his ear. From bottom left to top right, diagonally. Two separate bingo lines. We came very close to everyone, so he never said the bottom line is, he never mentioned detractors or trolls, he never said derail, he never said here's the deal, he never said craven, and of course he didn't say Reddit either. That's not much we can do about that. But I think it's still a pretty good bingo card. We've got two separate lines to win. And we've got a lot of ticked, actually quite a lot ticked off. That is like 19 out of 25. Yeah, 19 out of 25 is still quite a good return rate, I'd say. So yeah, a very good bingo card, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm going to end things there. I think there's people restreaming this, but I don't expect it to be a big day for Phil. He's accepted he's going to have a slow day. That might mean some salt. It might be worth watching, but you're not going to see it here. I am going to bail. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. Thanks for playing along. I do appreciate it, and I appreciate all the people that sub and support and all that, you know what I mean? Greatly appreciate everyone popping along to help play the game, and also catching things I might miss, which happens quite a lot because I'm a dumbass, because it's hard to pay attention to Phil. It really is. Especially try to catch me action things, you know what I mean? You can kind of look away and listen, but for things like digging in the ear or fucking him touching his face or whatever and all that shit, you know what I mean? You can tend to miss that, you know. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for the same time, 6:30 UK time, for his final. It's his final one of the week before his day off, so he'll be playing tomorrow for his last one before his day off. So we'll see what happens then. But you can join me then, and we'll have one more go, and then yeah, hopefully we'll get a full 25 out of 25 tomorrow, right before his day off. That'll be fun. But hope you guys enjoyed. I've been King Jad, and yeah, have a good evening. I'll catch you later. Peace out.